right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. If your home's hot upstairs and cold downstairs, that's more than annoying. It's a sign your system's leaking air and wasting money. And with utility bills climbing, energy efficiency matters. That's why homeowners trust AeroSeal Colorado. Their innovative sealing technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort sealed.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Good morning, Denver, Colorado. The Fan Weekends, Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker, and yourselves on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. You can also participate on the YouTube chat powered by Champ Honda. Good morning, fellas.
What's up?
What up, man?
How you feeling?
Bags, how we doing, dude?
We're doing good on a Sunday morning. Feeling good.
You know what? It's the last Sunday that we won't really have any football, huh?
Feels good.
Feels great.
Yeah, I see you're like you've been the last few weeks. You come in
dude.
ready to roll.
Like, hey, we don't really have much baseball to talk around these parts. The World Cup's over. I'm officially ready for. I guess I'm not ready for summer to be over, but this is the exciting time, especially if you are a football fan, because not only do we have the Broncos who will get started this coming week. We also, college football's right around the corner. We have questions up in Boulder. We got questions up in Fort Collins. We haven't really seen a decent Air Force team in a while. All that stuff's getting ready to roll.
It's been a few years, yeah. But they've got some local talent down there at Air Force that everybody's excited about. And a few years ago, they had a Thorpe Award winner. So we're ready for that to be good. But, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, especially in the college football range. That's my wheelhouse, though. Like that's football? That's where I live. If I had to pick one sport, and I couldn't watch anything else, it would be college football. So,
wow.
Underneath the surface is like a really excited Kyle for college football.
And you're not wrong. I mean, it's the second most popular sport in our country for sure. It goes the NFL, then it goes college football. Then you could probably have the discussion of, I think basketball's probably next.
Yeah, I think it might depend on what part of the country you're in too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's regionalized.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I feel like New York fans are really into baseball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they have one team that's doing decent.
And maybe in L.A. you're probably, you've got the Dodgers to root for.
In
Texas, you just have high school football after that. It just depends where you're at.
All right, we have a plenty to get into as we'll kind of preview the Broncos, what we're looking for this season. And we'll have plenty of time to go over that. We've gone over all the different rankings and different lists and where do the Broncos project in 2026. That'll be a large part of the show, but news broke this week about LeBron James, and yeah, I'm with you. I'm over it, man. Like, it was exciting for 3 days in Denver. Odds got all the way up to 5-1 at one point, and we were thinking there was a possibility there. No, the news broke, was it Thursday or Friday?
I feel like
Friday morning.
Friday a.m.
Friday morning, he decided that he's going to the city of brotherly love.
LeBron James.
And he's going to go punch the Rocky statue and try and get the Sixers a title with Embiid and Maxey and now Jaylen Brown.
And the first name you mentioned is the reason they're not going to win.
Embiid?
Yes. If you have that guy on your team, you're not going to win a championship, and especially if you're counting on him. So it's cute. And I guess I'm not mad at it. He didn't raise as much of a stink as he did with the decision. Like, he didn't have a TV special.
Dude, here's what they were doing to the media for the last 2.5 weeks.
I get it.
Showing their power. He loves the attention. He doesn't have to do much to get the attention. I know he kind of said, I was really able to sit back and make decisions this time based on what he wants. And we could break it down. I mean, I tried to look at it as unbiased as possible, like what would be the best basketball decision for LeBron James. And I kept coming out with the Nuggets were at the top of that list. If you kept the core that you have here, if you were to bring in LeBron James with Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, if healthy, if they retain Payton Watson, all that stuff made a ton of sense for me. But I guess if you look at it from his perspective, the West is a bit of a gauntlet. So I think
compete too much.
Yeah, like
I guess
think,
he learned that in L.A.
Because otherwise, why wouldn't you just stay in L.A. and finish your career there?
Well, maybe they didn't want him there. It feels like that was a mutual decision to split up. But at the same time, if you're talking about going to play with elite players and elite competitors, Nikola Jokic he plays second to none. So I understand why people would want him to come to Denver.
So in Philly, couldn't he be the alpha male there?
No.
Who is?
Well, don't forget they still have Tyrese Maxey.
Yep.
I think we forget about him in this conversation.
Oh, I don't. I think he's
Brown,
a stud.
Because he's probably he's still the guy on that basketball team. And then Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid plays, every 3 weeks or so.
I'm not going to put him in the conversation, but I would put Maxey there or Jaylen Brown there. Sure. If you go back to L.A., you're playing second fiddle to Luka. I don't think he liked that style of basketball.
Watching Luka
and having to transition the power and the reins over to Luka Doncic, and we'll see how they kind of look this coming season. But man, it was a interesting couple weeks. I mean, it gave us something to talk about, and maybe it was a pipe dream here in Denver, but he's now in Philly, and the Nuggets continue to be very underwhelming this offseason.
The last thought on LeBron for me is, you know what? Maybe we dodged a bullet, like we did with Aaron Rodgers a few years ago. You remember everybody was real hyped about that and the possibilities that could be. And then when you didn't get him, you're like, yeah, screw that guy.
Well, I'm trying to think now that we know, and I know it's a bit of revisionist history, if you could go back, would you rather have had the Aaron Rodgers experiment or see what we saw play out here with Russell Wilson and the mess that became?
It was going to be a bumpy road regardless. You saw what Aaron Rodgers was in New York. So I'm fine with the way things played out. Now, I didn't like having to go through the Russell Wilson deal, that or the Nathaniel Hackett experiment. These things, it wasn't pleasant, but I think the Broncos as a franchise had to go through that in order to get where they're at now, and they're in a lot better place than I would say Pittsburgh or New York or anybody else that he was flirting with at the time. So, yeah, it's the thing that you don't get sometimes is the best. So I think that might be the case with LeBron James as well, because the expectations that would come along with him and the fanfare, it would be kind of Tebow-esque a little bit. Remember when the Jets had the press conference for the backup quarterback? I don't want that. I don't want that.
What are the expectations then for the Nuggets? Because it kind of seems like
what seed were they this year? They were
3.
3?
Yeah, weren't they the 3 seed?
4. I thought.
4. Houston. Houston was 3.
Yeah,
it'd have been better off if you were the 3.
Those are the expectations. Right. You're the 4th best team, maybe 5th best team in the West. I know that hurts when I say it. Why? It's okay.
Well, because you and I had this debate, I don't know, maybe about a month ago. Like, how do you get in a conversation of being one of the all-time greats if you are limited to one championship? And Nikola Jokic has been arguably the best player in the world for the last 5 years, and you have one title to show for it. Like, that stuff means something to me, and I'm starting to believe it means something to Nikola Jokic, and for all of us to kind of be naive enough to believe, he just loves Denver, he wants to stay here. I think it was very calculated, and when he made the announcement that he was thinking about not signing the extension, I think that was to kind of push the organization, hey, what are you guys going to do so that we can be competitive for years to come? And they haven't been able to do anything. We heard the report that they weren't willing to put Jamal Murray in the trade to acquire a talent like Jaylen Brown. Now we're hearing news that Cam Johnson has multiple suitors, and the Nuggets are saying, thanks, but no thanks. We're not interested, which leads you to believe, Kyle, that they really believe running it back is probably the best-case scenario for them to try and compete, and which would be fine if everybody were able to stay healthy through an 82-game season and get through the postseason as well.
But we know better.
We know that's not going to happen, and we also know that I don't think that you have the guy that can lead you to a championship calling the shots. And I don't think they did an extensive search after the playoff run last year. And it was like the path of least resistance to have David Adelman as your head coach. Now, he could totally prove me wrong, but I don't see it. It doesn't pass the confetti test for me.
Yeah, listen, when you look at what they have or have not done in this offseason, it is
have not.
Yeah, it's very uninspiring. It feels like they are wanting to do some financial restructuring.
Yeah,
because they're watching and they're right up against the second apron, and I get not wanting to be there, because then that will probably handicap your franchise for the next 5 or 10 if you have to pay that kind of money out. But at the same time, like, competitively speaking, this is the golden era of Nuggets basketball, and you take a page out of the Walton Penner Group, and man, we got to spend the money. We got to spend the money, and we'll figure it out down. By the way, we got the money. I
don't think this ownership group wants to.
And
if that were the case,
if
you're trying to put yourself in a better position financially and have a bit more flexibility,
you got to say goodbye to some people.
Then why are you turning away people that are inquiring about a guy like Cam Johnson? I'm not even saying that I want him to go. I thought he started to play well down the stretch, and certainly in the postseason, he was probably one of your top 2 players in that short run that they had in the postseason, only 6 games. But that would be an easy way to kind of unload some salary, right?
Yeah, but then you really stink.
Just without Cam Johnson?
I think Cam Johnson is that good of a player. It just took him a little while to latch on. So.
I think this is an interesting debate, and Bex, you can kind of jump in on it if you want. I just don't – if we just took away the disappointment of this offseason, which a lot of us just thought there needed to be a little bit of a shakeup, that it's gotten a little bit stale. If you look at it from their perspective, I think they say – hell, man, we won 54 games last year. You had Nikola Jokic miss about a month. You had Payton Watson miss extended time. You had Aaron Gordon, who played in just over 30 games. You had Christian Brown, who missed time. Cam Johnson missed a decent amount of time. And you still won 54 games, which would be fine if you got to the second or, even the conference finals, and then you fell short. The problem is you got punked. You got punked by a team that lost, like, all their roster wasn't even intact. Chris Finch was coaching circles around David Adelman with what a lot of people were describing as like a G League team.
Yeah.
That's what you if you want to take that part out of it, and you could make that assertion, oh, we're good enough, and if we can stay healthy, which is a huge if, then we could compete. And you're just forgetting about how it looked at the end of the season, which was not good.
Yeah, I think the Timberwolves definitely outwitted the Nuggets in the next man up mentality, because Finch was just looking down the bench like, come on, you, come on, get in the game and give them the business. Like, we never heard of some of these guys, and they came in and played well. And I think the momentum and mentality of the team was just too much. But there was some time where you felt a little optimistic for the Nuggets. Remember when they went to Philadelphia and they were down all 5 starters?
They had the G League team,
and they won that game. So you're like, okay, Bruce Brown can get it done. Peyton Watson can get it done. Julian Strother can get it done. So you felt better about that. And then the playoffs came, and you looked down the bench, and it was next man up, and there was no next man. You didn't even need the next man. You still had your dudes. Aaron Gordon was the one that wasn't available for you. So the problem is that, yes, you're running it back, and you can take into account the 54 games and everything that you just laid out for us. But the problem was you didn't go as far as you did the year before. Right. Had you gone out in 7 games to the eventual champion, or at least the Western Conference champion, then, yes, I'm with you. You could feel a little bit better. Like, at least we lost to the guys that were in the dance.
Yeah.
But we lost to the guys that weren't even invited to the dance.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing losing to these guys?
We weren't on the street. Who is it? The running back from Miami that always says that when teams don't go undefeated. You're not even in our neighborhood.
Mercury Morris.
Yes.
Mercury Morris.
Popping that champagne. Like, the Nuggets weren't even in the neighborhood. They weren't even, they weren't even in the same state. That's how far away it looked at the end of the year.
You have a hard time seeing them flip that switch and now finding that competitive fire that will get them over that type of hump.
Dude, if we want to be completely optimistic and say Aaron Gordon's only going to miss, 10, 12 games on the year, and he'll be able to stay healthy, that's such a huge if to kind of roll the dice on, that gets me all the way back to where you and I just started this, is if you want to be considered among the greatest of all time, which Nikola Jokic can be in that conversation. I just don't think he can be in it without another championship, and this is eerily similar to what Milwaukee faced after they won their championship. They kept making decisions, chasing more championships with the talent of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they couldn't do it. And eventually, it ended in an ugly divorce.
Here's the reality of it. We could want that for them, and we could want that for Nikola Jokic. And I think Nikola Jokic is going to play up to that standard. The problem is, I think the Nuggets are okay with being competitive. And they're going to be competitive as long as they have Nikola Jokic on the team.
That sucks.
But have they done anything else to convince you?
No,
otherwise?
and that's the problem. We're not talking about a team that, oh, wow, we found a diamond in the rough when Nikola Jokic really kind of broke onto the scene in 2018, 2019 type of deal. This is a team that's the only goal right now. The 82 games prior to a postseason is just steps along the way. Like, nobody cares about that, which is great. I mean, this team, I agree with the Nuggets front office that they probably do win another 55, 60 games or something. But what does that mean when it matters the most? And how can you change what we saw in the postseason against the Wolves to where you're competing against the likes of Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and I still kind of believe that they're a good matchup, a better matchup in San Antonio than what the Wolves did to them and have done to them and what Tim Connolly built to kind of deconstruct the Nuggets. But, dude, there's so many ifs around it, and I'm usually a guy, and I did kind of like to see the Jamal Murray thing because there's not really any loyalty in sports anymore. You're talking about a guy in LeBron James, just when we started off the show, who is considered and widely regarded as probably the second best player of all time, and he'll have played for how many teams, Kyle?
Was this 4 now?
Cleveland twice,
Yep.
Miami, L.A., and now Philly.
Yeah.
Name me another, greatest of all time.
Shaq took a tour around the NBA around
late.
the end.
Late.
Yeah.
Not when he was in his prime.
Another great that played for too many teams.
Other than, Shaq's a good one, I guess. But at the end, he was just, it wasn't similar to what he looked like early in his career when he was that dominant player.
There are a lot of guys that I like. Like Vince Carter is a guy that I like, but he's not in that great conversation that would. He's another guy that didn't win.
No, you could bring up Montana.
Kevin Durant's played for 4 or 5 teams at this point.
But do you consider
Kyrie
him even
Irving.
top 5?
I don't know if I don't think he's top 5. He's not going to finish there, but he is going to. Now here we go. We can have this. We can have the categorical conversation and would say he's probably one of the better scorers or the best scorer of all time. I think a lot of people would argue that. But yeah, you're right. There are not a lot of greats that have kind of like that nomadic journey throughout the NBA.
Well, and especially of late within the NBA, no one really stays anywhere
because they're handing out money like this. It's a different time.
I'm not blaming the players really necessarily either. It's just gone are those times, especially in the NBA, where you want to start and finish your career with the same franchise.
Yeah, and I respect the sentiment enough about Jamal Murray and staying with the same team and finishing where you started. That's respectable. But if the Nuggets could have gotten better by dealing him or packaging him, maybe even him and Aaron Gordon, man, the hell with the loyalty.
I'm with you, and I'm a Jamal guy.
Okay.
Way more than you are. You and Dante Gomez have so much Jamal disdain.
Yeah, but Dante's a mole. So that doesn't even count because he's basically trying to figure out a way for the Suns to be relevant again, and it's just not going to happen. But, again, if you could have packaged, I don't know, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and maybe a third player for Jaylen Brown,
I would have done it.
Sign me up for that.
I would have done it
Sign
too.
me up for that. And now, when Jamal comes back in 15 years, we all welcome him back with open arms and hopefully another championship later. Hey, Jamal, it was nice. You know what I mean? We appreciate you helping us extend the Nikola Jokic years. But the loyalty in sports, you respect it, but you also understand that there is such a thing as staying too long.
When can we? I guess the only way, if you are going to run it back, which all signs kind of point to that's going to be the scenario with the Nuggets, now that we found out the news on Friday about LeBron James and where he's going to finish up his career, calling it his last decision. Can they rule with a heavy fist and be more aggressive with their two best players and say, you have to step up defensively? We can't get to where we want to go to if you're going to let people just roll through the lane and give up easy buckets. And I'm talking about Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic on this front.
Yeah, and don't forget that now Spencer Jones, one of the better defenders on the team. I wouldn't call him an elite defender, but one of the it gives you like consistent effort in that regard. Now he's on his way to Oklahoma City if the Nuggets don't match.
Man, bad offseason just got worse. The Thunder?
All
teams?
Of all people. But why would he be attractive to the Thunder?
They know something.
Because, well, one, they know he'll defend, and two, he'll have the green light to shoot the ball. I think he shot the ball like 59% in the playoffs.
Oh, it was ugly looking.
Without release?
Yeah. it's one of the ugliest shots that's going, but it was dropping.
Doesn't matter. It goes in.
It was dropping.
So, I appreciate the heavy-handed, the iron fist, whatever you want to call it in terms of playing defense. But the problem is, Cello, or what? Or Nikola, you're going to play defense or what? We're going to put you on the bench? No, we're not.
No.
Jamal, you're going to play defense or what? You can say that in Oklahoma City. Hey, man, you're not having your best defensive game. Alex, get in the game.
I'm not saying they're going to do that, but what I would say is at some point or another, it's like Nikola Jokic can come out after the season and say, and if this happened in Serbia, we'd all be fired. Well, then there's an accountability aspect that goes with that as well, right? Like, if you really break down the series against the Wolves, Nikola Jokic wasn't the normal Nikola Jokic. And the defense, while it's maybe a bit of a pipe dream to say, hey, he's going to get better defensively as he ages, would be uncommon to say the least. But that's one of the areas, if you are going to run it back, that's the only way you can really improve, especially when you get to the postseason.
Yeah, listen, your best players got to be held accountable in that. So if a guy comes out after the game and says, yeah, if we were back in my home country, we'd all be fine. I like the fact that he said we, because he includes himself in the lack of defensive effort. But I don't know that everybody else looks at it that way. Everyone else is okay with him not playing defense, but me. I have a problem. But we've had this problem for years. When even in the run to the championship, what was their Achilles heel? Points in the paint. They couldn't do it. And so you would think your 6'11", 7-foot guy would have something to do with that. But he's kind of been like, hey, man, I'm just going to go down and score the ball anyway, so we'll trade shots, and eventually I'm going to win in that matchup.
That's why I would have felt a lot more comfortable, even if you were going to run it back with a similar roster, if you would have made a decision at the head coach spot. Because I think a new voice could kind of change some of that. I mean, you saw it in Vegas with
after this year?
Huh?
You would have changed the head coach after this year.
Oh, yeah. I fully expected that, hours after that loss in Game 6 when we found out the news that who wasn't going to play in Game 6? Ayu Dosunmu wasn't going to play. Right. And it was like, oh, they're coming back for Game 7. We got a shot to win at Game 7 and get to the second round and see what happens at that point. You didn't just come up short. You got kind of beat down by that G League team, Kyle.
Yeah.
You lost by double digits. I don't think you scored over 100 again.
My problem is say you got rid of David Adelman after that series. Now you really, really look like the Milwaukee Bucks. Because they went through that same process. Now, it was a little bit more dramatic out there, but remember
they fired a coach that was like 10 games over 500 to bring.
He was 30-13.
Yeah.
And and you brought him in there because you weren't happy with how you were performing defensively. It was Griffin who was supposed to bring this new mentality to the team and make them tougher. But that didn't work out. And so now you're stuck with Doc Rivers. So I don't know that the Nuggets want to go down that road either. Now you're going to play like musical chairs at the head coaching spot.
Yeah, but then you're really running it back, and there's like, I get the difficulty that David Adelman faces of one being like good cop, right? When Michael Malone was the heavy hand and the head coach, but then you have to transition that to be that guy now when you had different relationships with those guys. Have you ever had that opportunity where you've been promoted
No.
within like the same office?
Never. No, never.
I did that,
Yeah.
and I became a branch manager, and all the dudes that I used to full mess, and just not really focus on the job. I had to be like, no,
The water cooler guys.
Get your stuff together, dude.
Yeah. I actually know where you guys hang out. Stop.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough to do that, and I don't know. Listen, I think he managed it okay. I think the bigger ask is that you have to get guys who historically haven't been committed on the defensive end of the floor to now buy into that. While the last however long you've been an assistant coach, you almost co-signed them not doing that.
Exactly. So how do you change that?
You can't.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, DA? This is we're not doing. You know better than that. We're not doing that.
So if Spencer Jones does leave, there's another good defender out the door.
Yep.
And your best defender is Aaron Gordon, if he can stay healthy. The problem is these weren't crazy injuries. The second time he tweaked the hammy, he was just dribbling the ball up the court.
That's what happens when you've been playing for over a decade in the NBA. And his key attribute was his explosiveness. So if you can't play off of that, and again, he's developed into a hell of a player and a really good defender, but it's still just his athleticism that was compromised that made it to where he couldn't contribute to the team. So so no Aaron Gordon. The Payton Watson issue is still out there.
Yeah.
Got to retain him now. Got to.
Yeah, but
after
that puts
losing
you
Jones
where?
especially
Financially, that puts you.
I don't know how
That's
it
the
works.
reason it hasn't happened.
And then even if you do and you're willing to pay those taxes and all that different stuff, where does it put you when it's all said and done? We will continue that discussion later on in the show. But coming up next, the Broncos report this week. Bo Nix says he's 100% healthy. What else can we look forward to in the 2026 campaign? Kyle and I dive into that next.
Yeah, we will get fired.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond No Law Firm. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What's up, guys? Philip Lindsay here. Summer is here. Tee times, perfect drives, and days on the greens. But if joint or back pain is keeping you off the golf course, it's time for you to discover Regen RX. Their shockwave, stem cell, and PRP therapy could be the key to reclaiming your swing. No surgery, no downtime, and no risk. Right now, get 50% off of your first shockwave therapy treatment in July. This non-invasive treatment helps reduce chronic pain so you can get back out there. Book your free consultation today and give them a call at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co.
You missed it? No worries. Santiago's is giving you a second chance to grab a free Unfinished Business Training Camp t-shirt. Head to eatatsantiagos.com to find out which select Santiago's locations will be handing out 50 additional teas on the house while supplies last. But just like a good Santiago's breakfast burrito, they won't last long. Locations, dates, and times are all at eatatsantiagos.com. Fresh burritos and free gear? That's a win-win. Santiago's. Faithfully authentic.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. The most intelligent Wi-Fi? Well, it's Wi-Fi that can actually heal itself when there's a problem. The most reliable Wi-Fi for streaming, gaming, working from home. Wi-Fi in every corner of your home, side to side, top to bottom. Wi-Fi that's security blanket for your network. Fiber-powered network with 99.999% reliability. Wi-Fi built for speed, powered by fiber. Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together seamlessly. Lock in 5 years of predictability. 5 years on the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi with our best equipment. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Price lock guaranteed for 5 years. Same price, no contracts, no commitments. Everything you need included. Data, equipment, and the most reliable Wi-Fi. Imagine that. It's only from my friends at Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Dylan.
I actually used to manage a parts department for a car dealership, and we would get stuff from Rock Auto if I couldn't get it from my dealership suppliers. You pick the year, you go through all the drop-down menus, and it just makes it really easy to navigate and see what you want. Like a wheel bearing, for instance, for a Corvair that I have. Rock Auto's catalog made it really easy to find that specific one that I was looking for.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
All right, off and rolling on this Sunday morning fan weekends. Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker. RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. You can also participate on YouTube, the chat powered by Champ Honda. All right, we know that the Broncos rookies showed up last week. Everyone else will report to camp this coming week. Bo Nix says the surgically repaired ankle is 100%. He's a full go. Do you have any concerns about the quarterback and his health this coming season, Kyle?
Nope.
None?
None at all.
Wow.
Next topic.
No concernometer.
You talking about Bo?
Yeah, I'm talking about Bo.
I the schedule, and I think he and Sean are two people that I wouldn't bet against when they're motivated. I don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I wouldn't bet against Christian McCaffrey. And then there's something about Sean Payton and maybe even the combination of him and Bo Nix that just I'm like, you know what, take those guys because there's a chip on their shoulder. There's a little bit of an edge. And Sean Payton makes it a little bit more public than Bo Nix, but it feels like Bo Nix wants us to know that he's ready to rock.
I bring it up, and I think I was probably in the same position you were last week, but I think it was Tuesday on the drive that Phil and Zach kind of broke down prop bets. And where Bo Nix was coming in on what he was going to do, like the numbers on throwing over 30 touchdowns or throwing over 3,900 yards and all things that he has done before, and they're placing those lines lower than what you'd expect. Going into your third year, which we all have always heard about quarterbacks, that's when they really start to get it. So we should be seeing a jump, and the odds makers have it like, are we baking in a little bit of a concern for injury because those numbers are a little bit lower? I think he was 35-1 to win NFL MVP. Now, I don't know that going into this season that we really fully expect that. It could be a possibility for sure. But once they started going down those bets, it's like, why would those numbers be so low unless he wasn't going to be able to participate in all 17 games?
Yeah, but you can't predict that. I think it might be.
But they're kind of throwing that into their decision on where those lines were, though, right? Because if he was healthy, you'd imagine, what did he throw, 29 touchdowns his first year and then 25 last year? I want to say it was like almost 4-1 for him to go over 30 touchdowns. That's one that I love. But if you're not on the field, you can't be throwing touchdown passes.
You going to put a little piece of change on it?
I might.
Okay.
I might.
You're just making sure. I don't know if it's a function of predicting injury just because that's something it's so far out there. But maybe it's a function of their schedule. They're going up against, the Chiefs. They lost a few players, so we'll see what they are. But Jacksonville's no slouch. The Rams are no slouch on defense either. San Francisco's going to be healthier. Fred Warner comes back for them, and then Greenlaw back, Bosa back. So the band is back together for them. The Chargers, we know they were a top 10 defense last year. And then you've got Seattle. So that's how you open up your season.
Yeah.
So maybe it's them predicting or the odds makers predicting that there's going to be a slow start because you've got, I don't know, what is this, 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 top 10 defenses.
Relinquishing the play calling duties to Davis Webb, and how much turbulence are they going to face when they're having those kind of bumps in the road? It won't just be smooth sailing, although we keep hearing it's going to be unbelievable, right? This move with Davis Webb calling the plays, and there's big ifs with that too, because there's growing pains that go along with that. He's never done it before. So we're just expecting this guy to come in and do something that he's never done before and do it at an extremely high level. And if it doesn't look good, when does Sean Payton say, enough's enough, I'm bringing those duties back to myself?
Yeah, I hope I don't see that. What I'm hoping is that I'm going to see like some magic, a little bit more mile-high magic at this point. What if they start to tool around with Jalen Waddle the same way the Rams do with Puka Nacua, or the way that Kubiak did in Seattle with Jackson Smith and Jigba? What if you start to see that type of creativity in the Broncos offense? Because we could put 3,900 yards passing in the rear view and get up around 4,500, 46 if Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton unlocked some type of magic. And so that I want to be a little bit more optimistic about the conversation, because I do think all those numbers are low. And I understand the scheduling, I understand the change, but it could also be very good too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
going to be half full on this glass.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Well, because I'm usually not. But
exactly.
But I think it just requires a little bit more creativity. That's really what I think it's about. And
you think Davis Webb will provide that?
He's gonna bring the ground. Because Sean Payton could be erratic. He told you he could be erratic.
Yeah, but you also know as a coach, and I only coached like flag football, but everything looks good on the paper, right? You all do your job, and this play is a touchdown right here.
You're right. Like, I'm not drawing the plays up not to score.
Exactly. But we also know that once the ball is snapped, things change, and they can change rapidly. Like,
everybody got plans.
Somebody until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, I mean, and it's gonna, you're gonna find out early. Again, the Chiefs, I don't know, but Jacksonville, they came in and housed you last year, and then the Rams with Myles Garrett and company now, and Trent McDuffie and company, which was a really good, I won't say really good, a pretty good defense already.
Well, you didn't even mention the other guy that's looming, Aaron Donald, man.
Well, I didn't mention him because I don't want to.
Do you think he comes back?
I told you the glass was half full. And Donald changes everything
about the glass.
If he does come back,
it'll be after week 3.
Yeah.
That's what you're hoping.
Yeah, but doesn't that feel kind of like the Aaron Rodgers, LeBron James, look at me situation?
I don't think so. I don't think he's kind of, perpetuating it like those two other guys do. Like, they want their names out there.
No, that dude's on Instagram all the time lifting weights. Like, we don't need another video of you lifted. We know you're swole, dude. Like, we don't need to see this anymore. You're a freak, okay? You can jump out the swimming pool. That's dope. I don't need to see it anymore. He's been doing that for 3 years.
I don't think it's him who's doing it. I think once they acquired Myles Garrett, I think everybody saw a possibility because he retired at such a young age and he was so dominant in his level of play during his career that the writing was kind of on the wall. Like, you make that call no matter what. If you're Sean McVay, you pick up the phone, just, hey, what are you doing? We're having a barbecue this Sunday. You want to swing by? See if you have any interest in playing? Do you think he plays?
Well, he's 35 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was that old. I was thinking like 32, 33. 35 is old for football.
Yeah, especially if you haven't been doing it.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, he's had a few years off, so it's not like he's like on the Von Miller trajectory, even though Von Miller had eight or nine sacks last year. So could he come back and be effective? Yes. I hope that he doesn't, to be perfectly honest with you. But, that would be a return of a Hall of Fame player. So it's cool to witness greatness, but the Rams are on the schedule. So, no, I don't want him to return, and I hope he doesn't.
Bex, do you think he comes back?
I don't. I don't think he will. But, I mean, that might even put him over the edge. That's an all-pro guy.
You make it extremely convenient for him. Dude,
no training camp.
You come in when you want.
Yeah.
Because I think, 75% of Aaron Donald is better than 98% of the rest of the league.
But put yourself in his shoes, and you look at the possibility that, hey, I don't know anyone else that you would really deny that the Rams are the team to beat right now.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Look, if I'm in
and
his
if you
shoes,
add him, knowing you could add another championship. Now, obviously, there's always the concerns of, like, what if it plays out poorly? What if because I've been away from the game for so long, I go back out and I pop an Achilles, or I tear my ACL, or something else happens?
Or we lose.
Right. And then it could be all for naught, but it's one of those things where if I'm in that position and I maintained a good, I guess, physical form, that I think I could probably still go out and do it. Maybe not as long as I did before or at the kind of elite level that he was before, but he'd still, I like with Bex, I agree. He would still be very good and a problem for NFL offenses, and it's one of those things I think he plays. I think he comes back, dude.
Dang. Poona Ford right now is their nose tackle, looks like, and he's a good player, too.
Poona Ford is
He's a really good player.
Really good player. So, those three, the thing is, you don't have to give up anything to get them. We got to take a break.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, we'll kind of review this day in sports history. Plus, we take a stroll around the neighborhood. Who is Kyle reporting on this week? Get into that next.
LeBron's decision is made, and it's not Denver. So where does that leave the Nuggets? And are they keeping Cam Johnson? Will Jokic decide to sign his extension this summer after all? And how does the Payton Watson situation play out? The Nuggets offseason isn't over. It just might be getting started. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at SpineOne.com.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. If your home's hot upstairs and cold downstairs, that's more than annoying. It's a sign your system's leaking air and wasting money. And with utility bills climbing, energy efficiency matters. That's why homeowners trust AeroSeal Colorado. Their innovative sealing technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com. Fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort sealed.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. If you want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Hey, this is Rob Biandino at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. If you've been injured in a car accident or property damage, you need our help. I handle all my cases personally. I know all the medical experts, all the damage experts to get you the most for your injuries and your damages. If you're injured in an accident, call me. I will go to war for you. The insurance company knows that I'm a trial lawyer. That will get you more money, a better settlement at the end of the day. Give me a ring, 720-706-5151. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com.
The weekend is upon us, and we're here to walk you through today's top headlines. So lace up and join Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano on this week's Sunday Stroll.
All right, Sunday morning we take our Sunday stroll, go around the neighborhood, see what's going on, and who are you going to report this week? Do you have any grievances that you'd like to air right now? Doesn't have to be neighborhood related, though. Although it could be.
Yeah. We had a raccoon, kind of crashed a party and hang out in our attic for a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we got to get pest control under control in our neighborhood. He was on the. I could see where he broke it. He took the siding off the house.
Yeah.
And broke into the house, man.
How'd you get it out?
He wasn't there when I looked, but I could see the paw prints.
Have you looked lately?
Yeah, we had it boarded back up and all that.
But you checked.
Yeah, but okay, so when I go up in my attic, I can see trails in the insulation where the raccoon was walking around in the house.
You made sure it was out of there before you boarded it back up, yeah?
Well,
is this that you did it or you hired
No, we
somebody?
hired to. No, you get a professional for that. You don't go up there with yourself, man.
Are you a handyman?
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Am I a handyman? Oh, yeah. Like, these hands are for working.
Really?
Yeah, I can do stuff.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy. For sure. Only thing I
so
don't
when
do.
I have an issue.
No.
Like around this
nope.
building, you know JJ, right?
Yeah.
If you need something done, JJ's your guy.
Okay.
So now you're saying if JJ's, his schedule is full,
don't call me.
Then I call Kyle.
No. Fly it.
I know the answer to the
I'd
question
fly
because
it.
you've told us before, but I think your father-in-law helps you out with that, right?
But he has a passion for it. I'm good. If it was up to me, we'd have rocks.
Zero-scape it.
There we go. Thank you for helping me out with that because I had no idea it was Zara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spelled with an X, too.
Yeah, I'm just, the hood me says zero scape.
Zero, that means...
We have a lot of grass. It's a chore, man.
And you don't do it.
Yeah. I do it.
If your father-in-law doesn't do it, who mows the yard?
My wife she is, you want to talk about somebody like super involved with the grass? I've never met anybody who, she's out there on her hands and knees looking like, okay, this is out of place, all that stuff. So that's what's going on. And yes, we have had some guests in the neighborhood.
I'll do one, and we can throw this out there to the text line, the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, is put the cart away.
At the grocery store?
Yeah.
Oh,
Any store.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
how much time does that really save you by putting it up on the curb like that?
Yeah. That's a coach's thing. That's the coach in you.
Yeah, man. Is it a little more work to walk down the aisle a little bit
Do
more
it right,
put it
man.
in the rack than
do it right.
Put the card away.
It's inconsiderate.
Totally.
Yeah.
Leave it better than you found it.
Come on,
Coach.
man. Come on.
Hey,
Come on, Alex.
You just said, and it's like you've been coached by me, but anyone that has been coached by me, when we talk about dugouts,
leave it better
cleaner
than you
found it, boys.
No Gatorade bottles, none of that stuff. Pick up after yourself.
Otherwise, we can run. I mean, that's not a hard thing to do. Every piece of trash.
You make me want to clean up after myself.
That's
Right?
a
Let me
sprint,
get myself
dude.
together over here. Yeah, I'm with you, man. And it's the curb thing. It's the even worse. Just like when you're done with it, you leave it where you were done with it. And so now, if it catches a heel and rolls and hits somebody's car or something like that, it's just if you're out there doing it, now's the time to turn the page. Now you can be a new you today by putting your grocery cart away.
What does Sean Payton say, Bex? Be better.
Be better.
Play better. Play better. Chaos.
Any pet peeves for you, Alex?
None. No, I mean, nothing that's bothering me on this Sunday morning. I'm taking it easy.
No public service announcements and nothing that people can do to be better?
Just be a better person.
Okay.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
There was a yard sign. It says, follow the 9 p.m. routine. I mean, that may be a bit far. I mean, we're not a retirement neighborhood, right?
No. But you got kids, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, they shouldn't be out that late anyways, right?
Yeah, it depends on the kid.
After, it depends on age as well.
Oh, man.
All right, Bex, you brought it up during the break. You said you counted 16 quarterbacks that have better odds to win the NFL MVP than our own Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Give me some of the names on that list.
Okay, so guys just ahead of him, Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence, Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, and so on. And then the others you could be expected. The Staffords, the Mahomes,
Burrows.
But
Lamar
16,
Jackson.
Man, is there really 16 quarterbacks you would take to win MVP over Bo? Just reach the
I
conference
wouldn't.
championship.
Yeah, but listen, man, and I keep trying to make heads or tails of all these different rankings and lists, and it seems like one list you're pissed off about, the next list you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. This one, to me, I don't know that there's 16 better. You and I had the discussion a couple weeks ago, Kyle, of where Bo Nix fell on the positional rankings, and he was outside the honorable mentions, so it would have dropped him to like 18, just behind Jalen Hurts. There's guys on that list that you hear and you're like, really? Coming off a 14-3 season, which you led your team to an AFC championship game, and I know you didn't participate because of the fractured ankle. I think most of these lists are counting that, the injury. And while he hasn't missed a regular season game in 2 years, it's just there's not 16 better. There just isn't.
Okay, so Allen, Jackson, Burrow, Mahomes, and Herbert are the
Stafford.
top 5.
And then Stafford's in that list too, right?
Just
outside
it's
of it?
Drake May, Prescott, Caleb Williams, and then Stafford.
Whoa.
In that
Okay,
order.
So let's take 1 through 5. Those are the guys that can actually win the award. 6 through 32. You want to go beyond that, knock yourself out? They can't win the award. Because I think the MVP, especially in football, is more of a cumulative award in that, okay, man, you were right there on the edge last year. You need to work your way. Like, think about when Josh Allen won it. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he was probably deserving of it considering what he had done in the prior years and that year. So I think over time you gain the respect of people who vote on this award, and I just don't think Bo Nix is there yet. Give it another 2 or 3 years before you're offended about him not being in the top 10 or maybe even top 5.
Well, one thing, though, remember Stafford last year had those injury concerns going into the season with the back?
Yeah.
Bo's got injury concerns going into this season.
We didn't know if Stafford was going to play.
Exactly.
I mean, it was
and it was
August.
later in camp, too.
Yeah, for sure. Give it another 2 or 3 years. I'm not outraged about it just yet.
Wait a minute. Where's Jaden Daniels on that list?
He is 20-1. Bo's 35-1. So he is 6 quarterbacks ahead of Bo.
But I'm saying it doesn't matter because he's not going to win it either.
Yeah, but you also said that he's a better quarterback than Bo.
I said that off the air. And you see.
Hey, man, listen.
Business in the streets.
The peeps got to know.
Oh, man. We're up against the break, aren't we? We got about 11 seconds.
We're getting close to it.
No doubt. Go ahead and do what you do.
When we get back, Kyle will explain what he meant by Jaden Daniels is a better quarterback than Bo Nix. Plus, we do get into this day in sports history coming up in hour number 2.
They're back. Our free limited edition Training Camp 2026 t-shirts. We currently have drops at various international hot tubs locations across the metro area. Limit 1 per person while supplies last. For more details and to find the location nearest you, head to denversports.com/shirt.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
That sound your grandkids make when they really want something. Let's see if I can do it. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Please. That's how mine sound anyway, and this summer they're hoping for a pool. I don't know about that, but I do know this. New and exciting things can happen this season. Opportunities are all around us, like visiting local farmers markets and listening to outdoor concerts. Having friends over for a barbecue is fun. Ferris wheel rides and county fairs. However your family spends the summer, Alpine Bank hopes it's a fantastic one. We'll see you out and about. Probably at the local pool because that backyard pool seems like a stretch. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Dylan.
I actually used to manage a parts department for a car dealership, and we would get stuff from Rock Auto if I couldn't get it from my dealership suppliers. You pick the year, you go through all the drop-down menus, and it just makes it really easy to navigate and see what you want. Like a wheel bearing, for instance, for a Corvair that I have. Rock Auto's catalog made it really easy to find that specific one that I was looking for.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Kwiat Diamonds, a legacy of brilliance since 1907.
We're proud at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood to have been chosen as Colorado's exclusive Kwiat diamond jeweler.
From Kwiat's Mine to Shine diamond, the natural diamond cut, polished, and designed just for you.
To Kwiat's red carpet collections of designer jewelry, including American Beauty, Lyric, and Kwiat Star. They're all here.
Kwiat diamond rings and diamond studs, Kwiat diamond bracelets, and Riviera necklaces have long been the toast of Fifth Avenue.
Because Kwiat's whiter, brighter, and larger looking diamonds cut to the world's highest standards.
I'm Dylan Williams. Shayna and I invite you to come experience the breathtaking beauty of Kwiat diamond jewelry for yourself.
Or the one you love.
For the American beauty in your life.
At Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, Colorado's exclusive Kwiat jeweler.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Hour number 2, Fan Weekends, Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker, yourselves on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 and on the YouTube chat powered by Champ Honda. Got this from our buddy Brian and Evans. People glare angrily at me for not putting the grocery cart away, but I need it for balance because of a spine injury. Too many people are too quick to judge others on something that they know nothing about. That's different. I'm talking if you're able-bodied, right? Then you could put the cart away.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's fair.
All right.
I didn't even think about that. But yeah, maybe we have to qualify.
Well,
these
it was
days.
my pet peeve, so I'm the one who has to kind of
But
it.
I think in the moment sometimes you can tell, though. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like you could tell when somebody's being a jerk or lazy and just not doing it. Like if you
know
willed
it's,
it all the way to your car.
You're around airports a lot lately, yeah? Or you're familiar with
enough, yeah.
people using like the wheelchairs now as like just to get to the front of the line or.
I don't know about that one, but have you?
I saw
seen that?
in Orlando when we were coming back in March.
Game in the system, huh?
Getting right through TSA to the front.
Just chilling on their phones, like, yeah, go ahead and give me a ride.
That's a thing, huh?
It has become a little bit of a thing.
There's a
Have
bunch
some
of
shame with that. I mean,
for
have
real.
some shame.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's a whole bunch of like airport fads that have come and gone, like the dog. I feel like that thing came and went.
Your what is it? An emotional support animal?
That came and went a little bit.
No, I still see quite a few
do
of
you?
them. Yeah.
Will Peterson introduced me to the not having anything on the flight. I don't know if I can say what you call it on the flight, like just you staring at the back of the seat for the entire flight.
What
it
about
was weird. Yeah, you have to ask Will about it, but he came in and told us. I'm like, that's a thing, and people do it on purpose.
Like, don't bring anything to
Just
entertain.
being weird. Yeah, but with the intent of creeping people out. Not because you don't need to be entertained or don't need your phone or anything like that, but you're going to sit in the seat and stare at the back of the seat for the entire flight. You didn't bring any snacks, nothing, no gum to chew on.
There was a story that went around this building of somebody like clipping their nails on a plane.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, like nail clippers are meant for a bathroom, dude.
Yeah.
There was a while ago here. We had a team member that was clipping his nails over in the pit over on the other side of the building. Like, come on, man.
Like how could that one that doesn't take that long? You can figure that out at the house.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah.
Those shouldn't probably leave the bathroom.
Let me find out.
All right, I've been teasing it for the past 2 segments, but this day in sports history, there's a couple of interesting ones, and I want to kind of take this specific one. In 1933, Joe DiMaggio, as a minor leaguer, his 61-game hit streak ended for, I think, was it the San Francisco Seals or something. Then he goes on to set the Major League Baseball record. So where I want to go for this for the rest of the show, and you can participate on the RamosLaw.com text line, is unbreakable records. Alex, you're a baseball guy. Will 56 ever be beat?
No. Absolutely not. It is one of those unbreakable records. It's up there with Cy Young's all-time wins record. No one's gotten close to 56. When someone gets to 40, it's a huge deal, right? And they still need 16 more after that. I don't think that's ever going to get broke.
Listen, man, the last guy that was the closest to doing it was Jimmy Rollins in 2005, 2006. Now, that hitting streak carried over from one season to the next.
Remember that.
Which I don't know how he did in the postseason prior, or if they even qualified for the postseason that year that he started. But, like, he got to 38 games. Not even in the – talk about not being in the neighborhood. Like, that's just something to have – for Joe DiMaggio to have done it in the minor leagues for 61 games and then go on to Major League Baseball and hit safely in 56 games. You can't do that in Little League Baseball, dude. Even if you're an immense talent, it just doesn't happen. So I agree with you. That's one of the ones on the list, and along with the Cy Young one, that won't be broken. And now the way that sports are kind of specialized, especially like pitching, like getting to 300 wins as a pitcher, it's
probably
far-fetched
never
anymore.
To happen.
Yeah.
Never. I don't know if we'll ever see it again, honestly.
Because of the way they break. How do you look at it, Kyle? Any unbreakable records that you think of? Like when you're like, that'll just never be broken?
Cal Ripken's out there for sure. I don't know what's the number, like
26, 32 or something, right?
A ridiculous amount of games. And, and I think the era of like the Iron Man athlete, I think all of this that we're talking about speaks to a generation of toughness that we don't have anymore.
Well, the Avalanche have a dude that's going to break it, right?
Brent Burns.
Yeah.
He's over 1,000 in a row.
He's like 42, isn't he?
Mhm.
He's 40.
He's
I remember
older
that
for
being
sure.
a thing this season for sure. So, yeah, okay, there's one. But, again, just hockey's different. Hockey players are different. But in terms of just like gladiators, guys that are going to push through, I think the pampered athlete is taking over. We probably don't see Cal Ripken's record broken either.
Definitely not. That's a good one. Never going to get broke.
What do they call those days in the NBA?
Maintenance? No.
Load management?
Load management. Load management. Do you say
Playing hooky here, Kyle.
The Patriots won 20-something games from one season to the next. I thought that was pretty impressive. So I think that's really, really hard to do in the NFL, especially in the NFL. Like, you lose games that you should win all the time. So to put together 20-plus games, I think that's a pretty.
Well, did you guys see the new Club Shay Shay where you had like all the former Broncos?
Man,
kind of reminiscing about the '97 and '98 season.
Yeah. So Terrell Davis said it wasn't really a migraine in the Super Bowl. It was more of a concussion. My whole life has been a lie.
He said nowadays they would have taken my helmet. But it did turn into a migraine. Like I don't think he was lying about that part of it.
I'm sure he did.
But I know what caused it. You got your belt. I forget who it was. Maybe it was John Mobley on there that said they hadn't lost in a year. You know, from the end of the '97 season, and then they started off, I think, 13-0 in '98 before they lost to the Giants and Kent Graham, Tito Paul getting burned.
So Monty Toomer?
Was that him?
I believe so.
He's an underrated player.
That's how dumb, dude. We were so lucky to have watched that era of Broncos football.
Yeah, there was like a three-year span there where the Broncos were the cream of the crop for sure.
I'd put that '98 team up against anyone in history.
The team that finally broke through.
No. I'm talking about the next year.
14-2 team.
Where it just seemed like it was easy for them.
Yeah, like a hot knife through butter a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Like the way that season started, it was just like it wasn't even a question if they were going to win. It was by how much.
Yeah, the problem was that you didn't get a chance to see that. I don't think the Broncos championship is tainted at all, but the Broncos and Vikings that year, that was the game we were supposed to see.
Right.
Because it was it Dante Culpepper? No, it was Randall Cunningham. It was Randall Cunningham.
And who on the outside?
And Chris Carter, and I think Brad Smith was on that team.
Randy Moss.
And Randy
bro.
Moss was on
Robert
that team.
Smith.
Robert
the
Smith.
running back?
Yep. So, I
remember. You remember that season.
That
There's
was
a highlight that went nuts for a while where Randall Cunningham gets underneath center. He just looks over at Randy Moss and like smiles and winks.
Because that's it.
You go. I'm going to chuck it.
Yeah. And who knew Randall Cunningham could spin the ball like that? Because in Philadelphia, he was
he was phenomenal.
He was the dual threat quarterback that, he was the next generation of that kind of guy. Because guys had come along before him, but he was the next generation. But he had two careers. He had that
after Atlanta when he got to Philly, and his talent was unbelievable. But I want to clarify a couple things then. Number one, we'll get to your Jaden Daniels comment in a minute. But number two, I just said I'd put that '98 team up against any team in history. And I'd feel comfortable doing so. Do they win 100% of the games? I don't know, but they're definitely in discussion. You could say any team you want. Imagine them going against the greatest show on turf that year.
They win that game.
I agree with you.
I mean, they played almost half the season with Bubby Brister, and they were still laying waste to teams. I mean, they were rolling teams with Bubby.
They said on that podcast, like, the offense would come off the field, and they would tell the defense, all right, we're going to give you 4 plays for rest. And the defense like, what? We just got off the field. Have an extended drive. No, you're going to get 4 plays. We're going to score in 4 plays. I'm going to hit Ed here. I'm going to hit Rod there. Terrell's going to go here, and then touchdown. Now you're back out on the field. That's how good they were and how confident they were and how close-knit group they were That's why I like seeing what we're seeing at Broncos Park, powered by Commerce Spirit right now. Did I tell you the story of my nephew's flag football game?
No.
Where the running backs coach, his kid is my nephew's age. Or he has 2 kids on the team. He coaches them. So we went as they were getting ready for their playoffs. And when we show up there, he's the head coach, the running backs coach, Lou Iami for the Broncos. He has a defensive line coach helping on the defense. And who's there? R.J. Harvey. Jonah Coleman, Adam Prentice, Mike Woods, like all these guys. I could get it if it was just Jonah Coleman. He's a rookie, right? Like, I don't have anything to do, coach. And coach is like, hey, come to my son's game. We're having barbecue afterwards. But these guys, they work well together. They mesh well together, which is probably another reason why the discussion or the tires never got kicked on a guy like Von Miller coming in to join this squad, right? Like, because they like what they have, the culture that they've built. Now, is it going to be enough for them to get a championship like we saw in 97 and 98? That remains to be seen, but I do love the culture that's being built by Sean Payton there.
Well, yeah, one, that's pretty cool. And then from a positional standpoint, you can't teach what you don't know. So he's absolutely taking notes on like, oh, okay, now I said that to him a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of tutelage going on there. So, yeah, I like the fact that they're growing up in that regard and that they hang out with each other, because there's going to be times where it gets tough. And you got to know that, hey, man, when I look over my shoulder, I can count on the guys that have been there. And if you don't hang out and if you don't know each other, then that's a really tough ask. So I'm with it. I like it.
Plus, keep in mind, these are all competitors. These are the dudes you're competing against in practice.
Yeah, your team must be pretty good then, huh?
Oh, they I think they lost one game short of actually getting to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but it was fun to watch, man. We did a couple weekends in a row.
Pushed them over the edge.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, it's but I'll go back to it. If I think that they could go up against anyone, the 98 Broncos, you say they might have not got past the Vikings that year if the Vikings didn't lose to the Falcons.
I want to see the matchup. Because that, you win that game, what else? There's nothing else to be said. Instead, you got Jesse Tuggle, Cornelius Bennett, Tony Martin.
Yeah, but if that Falcons
and
team
Jamal
was
Anderson.
able to vanquish the Vikings and compete with them that day, it was it Morton Anderson that missed the field goal? Gary Anderson.
Morton kicked the winner,
He
though.
was on the other team.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
here's
the battle
problem.
of the Andersons.
That's football, though. I don't have to be better than you. I got to be better than you on that day. And Gary Anderson hadn't missed a field goal all year. So one thing that hasn't happened all year happened that day. That's all you need. I don't have to. We watch Super Bowls like that.
I hate that though.
But that's what football is.
So for example, like the 2013 Broncos, the ones who got routed in Super Bowl 48.
No, the Seahawks were better. The Seahawks were better.
I don't know. I like that one bothers me still to this day because I think if you play that game 10 times, you still don't think so. Maybe if you take
get 3 or 4, max. Here's the problem leading up to that game, and as you're putting the question out there, that's one of the teams I would like to see that 98 Broncos team go up against.
Ooh, the Seahawks?
That Seahawks team that won Super Bowl 48. Now, the style of play, I think, is a little bit – there's too much of a gap there. I probably would lean more towards like the 85 Bears in terms of matchups, but that's one of those elite teams. Like, okay, let me see you up against some healthy elite guys. But the problem was going into Super Bowl 48, everybody in town underestimated what the Seahawks were. Everybody did. And that told me that year, like, you guys haven't watched enough Seahawk football.
I don't know, man. They were a juggernaut.
Best offense of all time.
Yeah, they were the best offense of all time. But then when you look on the other side, it was Marshawn Lynch, it was Percy Harvin, and that was that wasn't even the best side of the ball. Now you think about Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Cliff A.
I'm not trying to discredit how good the Seahawks were. I think it would be
really good.
But I do like if you play that game 10 times, I think it's probably more evenly matched.
They were tougher.
5-5, 6-4.
They were tougher. They were just flat out tougher. And I think that iron had been forged playing up against a really tough 49er team. Remember, that was a Jim Harbaugh-led 49er team that they beat. But, I mean, it was a team that wasn't ready to play a physical game like that.
I think they maybe underestimated how good they were defensively, but I also believe that they underestimated the environment. Like Seattle, like that fan base traveled, and John Fox was not expecting crowd noise. Like even during that Club Shay Shay podcast, they were talking about, hey, you're gonna have 25,000 of their fans. 12 showed up in droves.
I was
and then the first play of the game, boom,
and it was over. And that was it. There was a part in this.
Was it though?
In the second quarter, you felt like, okay, if the Broncos can score here, or if they,
I think it was over at halftime when Percy scores,
and
then you knew it was.
Percy hadn't played pretty much all season. So you didn't know, you forgot that Percy Harvin was Percy Harvin, but Percy Harvin is a dude.
Listen, man, I can't imagine being a player on that team and having like to watch that film, because there was a play where Manning has DT wide open, touchdown, and the offensive line doesn't hold up. His arm gets hit, flutters, interception. But if you look at it from the back angle, nobody's there to stop DT, and that's where he was going. It was one of those like routes where he went right to the sideline and then cut back in to the post.
Everything had to be perfect, though.
And half a second earlier. But you could also say in 2012, Von Miller gets to Joe Flacco a half a second earlier. You may have been playing for a Super Bowl in that season as well.
Yeah, it's a game of inches.
Heartbreaks, man.
It's death by 1,000 cuts.
They ended up getting a championship out of it, though.
Yeah, I mean, but, Bobby Wagner and those, that was a really, really good Seahawks team.
When Chancellor hit DT across the middle early on,
Nobody hits DT like that.
That was like, okay,
Who does that?
These guys came to play.
Cam Chancellor was a 6'3". He's Steve Atwater.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he was. He was Steve Atwater. So I was at that game. And you want to talk about the nicest fan base?
The Seahawks?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if they felt bad.
Probably a little bit of that.
But it was kind of like, nice try, buddy. You want to talk about the nicest people, man. They let me get ahead in line to get on the train.
I don't know if there was a game that kind of affected me as much as that one. Because growing up, the Broncos kept getting to Super Bowls, right? Like I had family in from New York when they lost to the Giants. I was crying on the stairs. I'm like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Then you go and start off against the Redskins, who are now the Commanders, and you're up 10-0 after the first quarter, and then a guy in Timmy Smith goes nuts.
Who?
Timmy Smith.
Okay.
And Doug Williams, you end up losing. You give up 42 points, 35 points in the second quarter.
Doesn't Timmy Smith sound like a guy you went to third grade with?
Yeah.
Oh, Timmy? Yeah, Timmy.
200-some yards in the Super Bowl.
No doubt. But, okay, so that's the coach in me says, I'd rather have it that way.
What? To get
Maybe
blown
you were.
out?
Maybe
I
you were.
think I'd rather have it be competitive and lose a than to get completely blowed out.
Here's the problem.
And Payton played the perfect game in the AFC Championship versus New England 2 weeks before, too. Threw like 400 yards. It was a perfect game for him.
Yeah, but that was a severely compromised New England team as well. Remember, they didn't have any receivers.
Well,
I think it was Brandon LaFell or somebody like that playing receiver for the Patriots.
It doesn't matter. You're going against your GOAT.
Okay.
And you beat him.
We're going to put a pin in that. Just like the Jaden Daniels thing, we're going to put it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, when you get blown out, what can you say? Nothing. They were better than you. That team is just flat out better. They kicked our behind. There's nothing that we could do. Everything on the call sheet. Sometimes the call sheet looks like, I don't like anything on here.
But to the point you made earlier, though, was you don't have to be better. You just have to be better that day. And I think a lot of Broncos fans felt like the Seahawks were just better that day.
It was 43-8.
I know. Everything that could have gone wrong did. Starting with the opening snap.
Okay. Listen, I understand.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from Seattle. I mean, you might be right. Maybe they were just flat out better.
Maybe you, like I said, I gave you 3 or 4 games out of 10, but I still think it's pretty heavily weighted in the Seahawks' favor. So, but when you have a close game, when you lose a close game, you second guess every single thing that happened in that game. And so when the Broncos lost that, what was that, the divisional matchup to the Ravens? We second-guessed a decision late in the game by John Fox. We second-guessed Matt Prater's foot hitting the ground. We second-guessed, why were they in that defense? Every single decision that, honestly, you probably would put in the position again gets questioned because you came out on the wrong side of the ledger. So
they had no business losing that game. When Trendon Holiday returns 2 kicks for touchdowns,
you're supposed to win at home.
Like the percentages on that are just stupid.
Yeah, no, I get it.
To win it at home and then to kneel on the ball,
but you're second guessing everything.
Yeah, but dude, like, listen, you have one of the greatest of all time. What was John Fox thinking?
What are you second guessing about that Seahawks game? Going,
the preparation,
actually being there,
the preparation for it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. The preparation maybe get you another 2 or 3 scores, but you still get beat by 2 scores.
Oh, you have to keep in mind there was a lot of talent that wasn't on the field that day.
Most
too.
Definitely.
Von Miller was not there that day.
Chris Harris didn't play in that game.
Champ was hampered with
off the list,
injury.
Frank. Yep.
So you could throw a ton of those up there. The Baltimore one is the one that is tough to get over
because it was close.
Like, that's a game, and luckily they went on to win a Super Bowl in the coming years, but that would have been like the Nuggets when they lost to the T-Wolves. That's a game they'll never live down. A 20-point lead in Game 7 on your home floor in the second half.
In year 2 of the Manning era, this is it. This is it. You've got a prolific offense. You should be in the Super Bowl. And by the way, you probably win that Super Bowl.
Against the 49ers?
You win that Super Bowl. So, yeah, it's one of those championships that got away. You know, we live in Denver. We're used to that. We got a lot of we've got a lot of missing rings in this town.
Yeah.
The Avs should have won this year. Nuggets should have won probably in 24.
They should have went back-to-back.
Come on, man. Come on, man. The coulda, shoulda, woulda, boy. Fifth was a fifth.
Gosh, like they referenced that on that podcast too. Yeah. And Mike Shanahan just literally pushing all the right buttons along the way.
Speaking of records that might not be broken, like I think the era of quarterback play that we saw, so Drew Brees left the league with a lot of records. And then Peyton Manning came along and Tom Brady came along and was like, yeah, hold my beer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think some of those passing records that we saw as astronomical at the time, I think some of those are probably going to be a little bit easier broken.
I don't think
like
so.
The baseball record.
Because it kind of reverted back. Like, go back and look at Patrick Mahomes' numbers when he started his career. He threw like 50 touchdowns in his second season, which is crazy. I mean, I think Dan Marino threw 48 in his second season.
He's in my top 5. just saying.
But since then, nobody's really sniffing that number.
Somebody will come along and do it, though. I think it's more likely that somebody comes along and becomes like the all-time.
Not with that shell cover, too. Not with that. Thanks, Vic Fangio.
Not with Vic's defense.
It's ruined the game. You can't put up those Star Wars numbers, as Mr. Irsay called them.
Yeah, you know what I hate about that is people like that defense should be legal. What?
Who said that? Was it Kuiper?
I think James said it.
No, somebody like on a national level said they should outlaw that defense. We've also kind of seen that with just the running game in general. Right? Like it's not a huge factor anymore, which could lead to your point that you think it could be broken again because emphasis on the running game has dwindled. I mean, I think you kind of saw a little bit of a resurgence over the last year on that and kind of valuing running backs. But 2 or 3 years ago, Kyle, running backs weren't getting paid what they should be getting paid, and nobody was focusing on that portion of their game until Saquon went nuts 2 years ago and put it back on the map, and people saying, hey, we gotta have that.
Yep, and then Kenneth Walker comes along, and he's a dynamic. I didn't realize how good he was in the screen game until I watched a few games a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, there's a different value that's being placed on that based on what's been done over the last 2 years. But I think, toughness that the running game brings about. Like, I would like to see us get back to that brand of football, like the black and blue 3 yards in a cloud of dust football. I know you don't want to see it because it's not great for fantasy football. But I mean,
Woody Hayes.
Yeah, man. Waters for suckers, man. We're not going to do that.
I'm not against seeing that. Listen, there was one of the most exciting things about the 97 and 98 teams it wasn't really the passing game. It wasn't John Elway just carving people up defensively. It was the dominance of that offensive line, the continuity of it, the chemistry that they had, and then just watching Terrell Davis. Like, those type of plays were just as exciting as seeing like a 60-yard bomb down the sideline. You break through and you see Terrell Davis get to that second level and just blow past people. It was phenomenal, and they were unstoppable in that range. Like they said on that podcast that TD would have broke Timmy Smith's record had he not got that concussion and the migraine.
No doubt, because he was on a tear, or if he could see, or
right.
knew where he was going.
Against the biggest D-line in the league, too.
Oh, Gilbert Brown was like 2 guys.
Yeah. You think of like guys that are just like blobs. They just, they take up the entire defensive
Remember Pot
line.
Roast here.
Yeah. Chester McLaughlin was one of those
That was
guys.
his job.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Tom Brady, 649 touchdowns. Does that get broken?
No. Patrick Mahomes is the only one in the conversation to chase down Tom Brady in a lot of these, right?
Yeah, he's not even on this
And
list.
he's kind of his stats over the past couple of seasons have gone down a little bit. He's been cleared for that Monday night opener against the Broncos. We get to a quick break, but coming up next, Kyle, I want to know, how does the Denver Broncos defense replicate what they were able to do last year? We get into that discussion next.
LeBron
Sun's decision is made, and it's not Denver. So where does that leave the Nuggets? And are they keeping Cam Johnson? Will Jokic decide to sign his extension this summer after all? And how does the Payton Watson situation play out? The Nuggets offseason isn't over. It just might be getting started. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. If your home's hot upstairs and cold downstairs, that's more than annoying. It's a sign your system's leaking air and wasting money. And with utility bills climbing, energy efficiency matters. That's why homeowners trust AeroSeal Colorado. Their innovative sealing technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort sealed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 25% upfront bonus? And are they promising you up to 9% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait, only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They aren't. That's up to $25,000 upfront or up to $9,000 per year on $100,000, guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. If you've listened to me the past few years, you know I love golfing. And the courses I keep playing are Aurora's 5 public courses. Spring Hill is one of the best hidden gems around, perfect for becoming a short game chef. And Saddle Rock, well, the mountain views never get old. Beautiful course conditions, great service, and the restaurants keep me coming back. Book your next tee time or learn more about lessons, leagues, and programs at golfaurora.com. And go ahead and follow them on Instagram at golfaurora.co.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello.
Law.com. Text line 303-713-1043. Question of the day, unbreakable records. We did that because this day in sports history, not the major league record that Joe DiMaggio set, but he also had a 61-game hitting streak when he was a minor league player for the San Francisco Seals. No one's even been close. I think the most recent one was Jimmy Rollins in 2005, carried over to 2006. That was 38 games, but prior to that, it was Paul Molitor in 1987. Like, no one's even sniffing it. I'd be interested to see, like, what's the modern day standard of a phenomenal hitting streak? Because Bex, you said it, no one even gets to 40.
Well, 38 was pretty damn good.
But that carried over. I don't really count that so much because it wasn't in the same season.
Shoot. I mean, when someone gets to 20, the broadcast is mentioning it. It's a big thing. You know,
It's
this guy's on a
impressive
20-game hit streak.
To pick up where you left off at, don't you think?
I don't know how long it lasted into 2006, but like if there's a break there, I don't know. Would you have put an asterisk by it had he got close or caught it?
Depends what he was doing in the offseason. That's what asterisks are for. What are you doing when we're not watching?
All right, I asked the question going into break, and I'd like to get your opinion on it, Kyle, because you're a football coach. The Broncos have been pretty dang good defensively over the past couple years, right? Under Vance Joseph's leadership, and they put up, they have 68 sacks last year. The next closest team, I think, had 58. Zach Allen said they fully intend to break that record this coming season. I ask you this question because I think it's a little bit easier for offenses to kind of carry momentum from one season into the other, just with the growth, continuity, rhythm, all that type of stuff. But great defenses of all times, it's hard to replicate. Like the 85 Bears, the 84 Bears were great, didn't win a championship. 85 Bears, of course, didn't lose that one. The Tampa Bay was a 2002 Tampa Bay Bucks.
Super Bowl 37 smoked the Raiders.
They didn't return.
The Raiders haven't sniffed it since.
So is it hard? My question is it harder to replicate year over year great defensive play?
There are so many really creative offensive play callers that it makes it difficult to do that. So yeah, I guess that's why you don't see I don't say you don't see sustained periods of elite defensive play, but it kind of gets erratic. There's peaks and valleys. I went back and looked at some of those Bill Belichick teams. There were times where they were like 20th in the league in total defense while Tom Brady was there, and then they were like 5th. So I mean, it goes up and down over a period of time, but when it balances out in the aggregate, it's still like top 15 or something like that for the Patriots. So it is sustainable. But you're going to see some peaks and valleys. You just hope those peaks and valleys don't come in the same season like they've come for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Because the valleys have come at the wrong time in the latter parts of the season when the Broncos kind of need for the defense to be playing at a higher level. So that's what I'm looking for. Is like, I don't need you to be like just gangbusters all damn year. You come out like crazy, and then December – we don't recognize
over the last
you.
2 seasons, they kind of have faltered a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah.
With production defensively in November and December. That's why it was so encouraging to see them play the way they did against New England in the AFC Championship game, because you go back to that divisional game, Buffalo, aside from
the hell they wanted.
Yep, and we kind of saw that trend happening in 2024 at the end of the year, and then in 2025 when you had the games against Green Bay, which I know you came back and won that one, but you referenced the Jacksonville game earlier in the show too, where they kind of looked like they were moving the ball wherever they wanted to against the Broncos in Denver. Do they have the requisite talent to kind of put up or replicate and build off of and be even better this year than they were last year and extend it for the full season rather than look great for the first 10, 11, 12 weeks and then kind of fall down a little bit?
Yeah, listen, the talent is not the problem. It's just, don't get out schemed and play better on offense. I think the best thing that can happen for the Broncos defense is for the offense to get better, stop leading the league in 3 and outs. And I know this is a defensive conversation, but this is absolutely relevant to what's going on. If you're on the field for, 15 or 20 more snaps than what you should be, you're going to give up plays because that's the nature of the NFL. So if you can get better in the run game, sustain a few drives, you don't even have to score, but just get a couple first downs.
So, yes, they can replicate it then.
They can replicate it.
But it starts on the offensive side of football.
I'll be damned. Yeah, it does. It does. And I hate to come to that conclusion, but I think that's the truth. Here's one category that I think the Broncos can really get better if they make it a point of emphasis. The sack thing, I just think that's probably one of those windows in NFL history. You look back and be like, damn, those guys were really good. But the turnovers. The Broncos forced, what was it? Let me double check and make sure I got this number right. 17 turnovers last year.
Not enough.
Not enough. Not enough.
No,
I'm sorry,
and
14.
And
14.
Hufanga's got to get on that jugs machine, dude.
Because he dropped 3 easy. Easily.
Dude, in that AFC Championship game, that game could have been over on the Patriots' first drive.
I'm sorry, correct numbers, 14 takeaways, 17 giveaways. That's pretty good on the offensive side of the ball, but their turnover margin was still -3. You're not supposed to win with your turnover margin being in the negative as much as the Broncos
and especially
did.
if you're out sacking the quarterback by 10 to the next closest team, you would have assumed there was a lot of strip sack type of deals, right? Or opportunities to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. If you're going to
points on the board.
Yeah.
They flat out did.
That's one of those things that I look at it talent-wise. And Zach Allen found himself at, number 73 on the top 100 list. Who else is going to be on that list? Obviously, Pat Surtain's going to crack that list for sure. Bonito will probably be on it again.
Haven't seen Miners yet.
No, I'm saying just defensively.
Oh, okay.
Because the why I'm saying that is because they've been very good defensively, and we still don't have a ton of household names. You have Pat Surtain, that everyone knows who that guy is. And then other than that, it's been – and it kind of goes back to what people thought of this roster 2 years ago. You're still building those names. I think Bonito's probably a little bit more familiar to football fans, but give me other names.
Yeah, but I think if you improve in this particular category, that might change as well because those household names come with like really exciting, explosive plays. And the Broncos, while they're really consistent, you don't have a ton of that. You don't have the turnovers that turn.
No,
into
because when we brought up the
touchdowns,
Rams earlier, you rattled off 4 defensive players right away before you even said anything about it on the offensive side of football.
I've gotten a little better with that because I wasn't able to do that with about a month ago. But they had an acquisition that kind of made you start paying attention a little bit more.
2 of them.
Yeah.
You got McDuffie and Garrett. And then what happens if Aaron Donald comes back? Man, we're fixing to find out. We're fixing to find out, and it starts this week. I couldn't be more excited for football to get going. Obviously, we'll be super excited Friday because practice will have started, right? Then we'll get bored.
Over the moon.
And then we'll be like, can't wait till that preseason game, which is on Friday, August 14th against the Falcons. And then after about the second quarter, we're done with that.
I was looking at turnovers. This tells you how good the Seahawks were last year. And I hate to go back to this, but the Seahawks turned the ball over 28 times last year. You know who they're keeping company with? The Vikings, Browns, Saints, Dolphins, and Bengals.
Turned it over or turned their opposing?
They gave the ball away 28 times last year.
Jeez. I thought it was, you were talking about on the flip side. What did they take away?
25. That's not the best in the NFL, but it's up there.
That's why I didn't believe in Sam Darnold until he did it.
Well, because he's damn sure part of those giveaways. 28 times. I think that's unheard of for a team to win the Super Bowl that's second in the league in turnovers and giving the ball away.
The butterfly effect of that Thursday night game is still crazy to me.
doubt.
On such what seemed like such an inconsequential play, kind of flipped the season on its head, and then the Seahawks were able to take advantage of it and go win a Super Bowl, and deservedly so. We got to get to a quick break, but when we come back, Alex, you got questions?
I got questions.
We got answers.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyondie No Law Firm. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Summer should be a time of joy for children, but Wish kids often miss out due to their illness, creating a dark chapter during a time that should be filled with sunshine and memories. A wish from Make-A-Wish Colorado can change everything for these children, giving them the strength and hope they need to persevere in their fight against critical illness. My name is Carrie Fletcher. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Today, Alpine Bank hopes you'll decide to make a life-changing impact in the life of Colorado Wish Kids by supporting Make-A-Wish Colorado. There are currently more than 450 Colorado kids with critical illnesses who are waiting for a life-changing wish, and 110 more kids this summer.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star 36681. That's 800-583-6681.
The hot weather is here. Stoke here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new air conditioner? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinions. They have amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at SpineOne.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
I got some questions.
We got answers. Fire away, bud.
All right. In the leadoff spot today, NFL.com's Bucky Brooks wrote an article called The All Breakout Team as he listed 22 players at each position. Interestingly enough, no Broncos were on the list. Who would you say the best Broncos candidates would be to break out on offense and defense?
There was none?
None. Not one.
What is the criteria, I guess, Dobbins qualify? Even though he's kind of a vet, has never finished
I feel
the
like he's kind of broken out. It's more reserved for a younger guy who hasn't really made his name yet.
R.J. Harvey. You like that one?
I like it.
I know a lot of people, and even on this station, that don't really believe that they believe he's kind of more of a specialty back. I think he needs to get that opportunity. Listen, we're all happy with the Jonah Coleman selection, but that's a 4th-round pick. R.J. Harvey, a 2nd-round selection, which we expected a lot from. And it'll, I guess, really depend on how different the play calling is with Davis Webb and how committed you are to the run. We know what he can do out of the backfield as far as a pass catcher. He always falls forward, never goes down after first contact, so that's all already in his bag. But if he can learn how to run in between the tackles better and be more productive than, 3.7 yards a carry, I think you have an opportunity for him to kind of really break out.
I wasn't as disappointed with his run game as a lot of people were. I just feel like it's just a lack of opportunity. And running backs, it's a rhythm position, and the more you get the ball, you're supposed to get better. We saw that with J.K. Dobbins, and he just didn't get the ball between the tackles enough in order to make those explosive plays. But he has that in him. So I'm with you. R.J. Harvey for sure. And the player that we're really concerned about, but I think can have a breakout season is Pat Bryant.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. But as I'm looking at this list, you're right. It's more second-year guys. And on the offensive side of the ball, by the way, Cherry Creek product Gunnar Helm was listed as by Bucky Brooks as their breakout guy for the Tennessee Titans. So
I'm concerned about Pat Brown, not the talent, because I think he has it.
Yeah.
I think he showed that last year. But when you get multiple concussions like in a short amount of time, that concerns me a little bit.
No doubt about it. How about on the defensive side of the ball for you?
A breakout?
Yep.
I'm going to say Jonah Ellis.
Okay.
That'd be my breakout.
Good pull.
You?
Especially if you can't rely on Jonathan Cooper.
Yeah.
You don't know where his head is going to be. And his behind. Come on. My guy would be Jahdae Barron. Is it worth the first-round selection or not? It's
Well, he's going to have to earn that opportunity.
Yeah, but you see where there's plays to be made. Like Jaquan McMillan made a name for himself playing in the middle of the field. So.
Yeah, but how are you going to crack that opportunity? He wasn't on the field enough to break out last year. Has he done enough in the offseason to challenge Riley Moss and McMillan to get more opportunities? Because if it's similar or even if just slightly above, that's not enough to say breakout, right? And we don't wish this on anyone, but unless he's going to outplay them and just beat them out at those spots, injury is going to be the only way that he gets more opportunity.
But I think that player is going to be afforded that opportunity to outplay them, to beat them out, because you don't pick a guy in the first round and pass up on guys that could help your team if you don't want that player to be on the field. So you say he's not on the field. My question is why? Is it a playbook thing? Is it a performance thing? Is it a chemistry? What's going on? So, first-round guys, you're going to throw them in the deep end. I just want to see if he can swim.
Bex, what about you?
I like Pat Bryant on offense. I like Hugh Robinson to break out on defense.
That's a good one, too.
I was thinking Ellis or Robinson.
Well, Vance said this past, it was during OTAs, but they value Q Robinson as a future starter.
I hope so.
And it was like in the AFC Championship game when he makes that play. I know he was a good special teams player, but when he sacked Drake May in that championship game, we're Conor McGregoring it, right? Who the bleep is that guy? Where's that number?
Where's this 51?
But he's a freak, too, athletically. I mean, he's a specimen, man.
But if that guy can break through, then, perhaps 2 years down the line, there's some guys you don't have to pay because.
If I'm his coach, I'm telling him to watch a film of Will Anderson over in Houston.
You want to talk about a freak.
Yeah.
That man
mirror your game after that.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
All right, what's next?
All right, since the beginning of the Associated Press NFL MVP award in 1957, only 3 players who were not a quarterback or running back have won the award. Those winners were Alan Page in 1971, Mark Mosley, a kicker in 1982 in the strike-shortened 9-game season, and then Lawrence Taylor, of course, in 1986. Do you think we'll ever see a non-quarterback or running back win the MVP again?
No.
Or really, for that matter, a running back?
Because the last running back was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
the year that and that has ties here because we thought Manning should have probably won a MVP that year. But that's how many, 14 years ago now, that the last non-quarterback, it's a quarterback award. You'd have to break some kind of unbelievable record defensively to even be considered for it.
Yeah.
I mean, Myles Garrett did last year, but that was, you had an extra game, you got that extra sack to kind of push you over Strahan, and he still wasn't really in consideration of winning an MVP.
Yeah, there's Justin Jefferson had that 1,800-yard year a couple years ago and was kind of lobbying for himself. And I get it. Like, you damn near go for 2,000 yards as a receiver. Like, yeah, you probably are in that MVP conversation. But we all laughed at him.
Yeah.
We all laughed at him. Dude, you know better than that. That's not going to happen.
I think they're kind of resigned to the fact that their MVP is the defensive player of the year. Like, otherwise it's an offensive award.
Yeah.
I still can't believe a kicker is on that list.
I can't believe that a football, not football player actually wins the award all the time.
All right, what do you got next?
Well, I was thinking like Charles Woodson won the Heisman. Can anyone have that kind of year on defense? Probably not, right?
Yeah, how special was that? The next closest guy would have been Ndamukong Suh when he single-handedly took the Huskers.
Well, we talked about Aaron Donald earlier. He was in those discussions, but never.
Yeah.
It's not a reality. Like at some point or another, if you're a corner and you keep intercepting passes, they're just not going to throw your way. So you kind of limit your opportunities there. And that's the type of thing you'd need to have. You'd have to have like an all-time season to be considered there.
I wouldn't have been mad if Myles Garrett won it last year, though.
Matt Stafford was pretty special.
Matt Stafford was, but, I mean, it's not like Myles Garrett was a slouch.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to say that.
He just played for the
We
Browns.
talked about it ad nauseum last week about it being the most important position in all of professional sports, and to play at an elite level like Matt Stafford did last year. I get why it goes that way, but it's not going to change, I don't think, anytime soon.
Our last one here. This past Monday, Nolan Arenado got his 2,000th career hit, making him only the 6th player in baseball history to have 2,000 hits, 350 home runs, and 10 gold gloves. Arenado joins Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt, Johnny Bench, and Al Kaline, all who were first-ballot Hall of Famers. Do you see Nolan Arenado as a first-ballot Hall of Famer?
Well, when you kind of illustrate it that way, you think he would for sure be in that discussion. I don't think so, though. And I want to ask, I'll fire back with a question with you. Do you think he regrets the way that it ended here? Obviously, you get shipped off to a pretty well-known franchise in the Cardinals, didn't have any real big success there, and now he's with the Diamondbacks. Is he one of those players that, one, does he regret leaving here the way that he did, and two, does he get dealt?
I don't think he regrets it because the Rockies have just gone downhill since the trade. They haven't, I don't think he'd want to stay around for any more of it. But, he's had, no playoff success in his career at all. So he's barely tasted the playoffs.
Who were those guys you said? Al Kaline, Johnny Bench?
Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt, Ken Griffey Jr.
All champions except for Griffey, right?
I believe so, yeah. Yep. And then surefire first ballot Hall of Famers.
I don't know if he's a first ballot guy, but I think, the cumulative effect probably puts him in. I don't think he regrets it either because, this is the Nikola Jokic conversation. There has to be some accountability in the front office. And if you guys aren't going to build a team, then what the hell am I supposed to do?
Dude, you just go back to that 2018 team.
Do you blame the guy? No.
And I don't hold any ill will towards Nolan Arenado, and I know a lot of people do. Like him and Carmelo Anthony are in the same discussion of not wanting to be here. But it's like, I get it at some point or another. That's why there is concern with Nikola Jokic not signing that extension and going into another season uncertain of it, because you want to be where you're going to have the best opportunity to win, especially at those points of your career. If I'm going to waste my years and my talent, I want it to be on championship teams.
Or at least guys that are trying.
Right.
And it didn't feel like they were trying. I don't think anybody leaves the Rockies right now or the last 20 years and looks back at all. I don't think Trevor Story looks back. I don't think Corey Dickerson looks back. I don't think DJ LeMahieu definitely doesn't look back. Who looks back and says, man, maybe I should have stuck it out? No, it just doesn't happen. And I wish that wasn't the case.
Well, hopefully there's a change in the tide on that front with some of the guys that you have here, but it'll be interesting to see the trade deadline, about a week away for Major League Baseball. Get into some of that, but we'll also kind of reset. LeBron James is going to play for the Sixers. What does the Nuggets offseason need? What do they have to have happen for them to consider themselves legitimate championship contenders? Continue the Broncos discussion. Do all that in hour number 3.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyondie No Law Firm. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone says you can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's the real deal. Because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. That's a whole lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, and whatever else you can do with your phone. All for half the price and none of the commitment. That means you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Now, all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call them at 1-800-XFINITY or go to XfinityMobile.com or visit a local Xfinity store to switch today. Restrictions apply. Savings compares to one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans of T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees extra, $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only after 12 months. Regular rates apply.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life's sleep.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Tom's Garage Doors. Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
I started my first business at 12 years old, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I thought I was crushing it until my buddy down the street undercut me by $2. But he didn't just cut the price, he cut corners too. That's when I learned if you do the job right, people trust you, and integrity beats profit. People care more about how you show up and whether you do what you say you're gonna do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we crush it, and we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and the spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Because when you care about the people you serve, you work harder, and it shows. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com. And yeah, we still beat the other guy.
Tom's Garage Doors. Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to
So it's question of the day, unbreakable records. We brought that up because in this day in sports history, not his Major League Baseball hitting streak, Joe DiMaggio I'm speaking of, but his minor league one, which was even further, 61-game hit streak ended. So we got to thinking about, hey, man, what records will not be broken? And so you can chime in on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 or on the YouTube chat powered by Champ Honda. Give us some of those there. I think Michael Phelps, another one. What is it, 23 gold medals?
Yeah, that dude likes swimming.
One, you have to play a sport that you have multiple opportunities to win medals in.
And you have to have success really young.
Yeah, like he's 18 when he was in Greece.
Yeah.
I don't even think he got a gold medal in that one, but his total medal count is crazy.
So Michael Phelps, that's a good one.
So like even swimming, give me another sport where you could even challenge it.
Who holds the
track and field doesn't have as many events as swimming does.
Yeah. But are you going to be
Who's the best Olympian of all time?
I think it's hard to argue with Usain Bolt. That's hard. That's tough.
Well, you could make Michael Johnson. You could put that in that conversation right away, right? Like those two guys.
That's fair.
Carl Lewis.
I'll make up for it.
I'll make up for it now.
Make up for it.
You don't think it's hands down Michael Phelps?
I think, well, it's pretty impressive. I'm more of a fan of track and field in terms of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I got a little bit of a bias towards it. But, I mean, my
dad had a different flag on his chest that I rooted for, man. He was super entertaining to watch. Stupid.
Like 10-6 is moving.
Why just go back to the 96 Olympics when Michael Johnson was doing his thing? What did he do, the 219.32? I always remember that photo of him with the flag over the clock.
The gold shoes?
Yes.
Yeah, that was like the Nike heyday too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He put it on the map. I remember like they've got like some exclusive Olympic shoes from that time.
What was the lady's name that got busted for performance enhancers?
Marion Jones?
Yeah.
Marion Jones. Now, the women have had some names like FloJo, Marion Jones.
Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
Man. Yeah, like.
It's kind of funny the names that you remember because we don't ever talk about them.
Yeah.
It's not something that, at least in this country, I know track and field overseas is, it's much more closely followed than it is here, but we remember all these names, whether it's Winter or Summer Olympics. But 23 gold medals for Michael Phelps I don't think will be broken.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Unless you find another swimmer that started as early as he did and goes as long as he did. Plus, he had the theatrics of it. How many races came down to like that? They had to go and check the replay to see who won it and, all of that. The relays count as well. Like, he had a storybook. Like, you couldn't have written that before he did it in real life.
And he seems like a guy's guy. You know what I mean? Like
Phelps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want to party with him.
Yeah.
Not too long, but you want to party with him.
All right. I do want to get back into we'll do a little bit of little LeBron James ending up in Philly. But we put a pin in it earlier. You said Jaden Daniels is better than Bo Nix.
To who?
You said that.
But who did I say it to?
To Alex and I.
Yeah, but I didn't say it to the world.
It was very definitive, too, wasn't it, Alex? It was like point in fact.
Look, man, if you guys are like ever out and you see Cello, be careful what you tell him because.
Wait a minute. You believe it, but just not when you're on the air?
It wasn't. I don't know if it was ready for prime time, but let's go with it.
I'll just ask why. They both played in the league for 2 seasons.
Yes.
They have both guided their teams to a championship game on their respective sides of the conferences. And Bo Nix played 2 pretty dang good years. Jaden Daniels, while he took the league by storm his rookie season, last year, even when he was healthy, before he fractured the elbow or dislocated, I don't remember what it was.
He had a back issue his rookie year, yeah.
Plus he had injury concerns going into it, and Alex and I were talking off air, and I'll bring our business out too, is like we just don't believe his frame is built for sustained success.
He's very thin.
But he still gets, based on potential and reputation and his small body of work in his rookie season, a lot of people, I think nationally, they put him not just a step above Bo, but a couple rungs.
So what's his MVP odds? Did you have him close there, Alex?
20-1.
20-1, and Bo is 35-1. So and when I look at Jaden Daniels, one, the talent is obvious. Winning the Heisman and really like carrying that LSU team, that was something that was pretty impressive to me as well. For him, he reminds me of Lamar Jackson 2.0, but just on like the accelerated plan. Because remember when Lamar Jackson came into the league, there was a little bit of one, he was picked last in the first round, and then it was kind of like, I don't know if this game is for him. Maybe they were justified in thinking that he should change positions when he gets to the NFL. You never had that thought.
Did you think that?
It crossed my mind for sure.
Not bad for a running back.
Not bad for a receiver.
Is that the Dumb and Dumber line?
And
You're going to eat that?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well, it crossed my mind.
It crossed my mind. But and there are guys that we watch change positions. Terrell Pryor, Brad Smith. I think that was the name I was looking for earlier.
About Braxton Miller?
Braxton Miller not as good as Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, fair.
And Brad Smith was the quarterback from Missouri.
Yeah. The Jets?
Yeah. He had a pretty good NFL
turned into like
career.
a kick returner.
Yeah. Antoine Randall, he turned out to be a pretty good wide receiver. So we've seen
Julian Edelman.
Yeah, it's worked out for guys. So you had that conversation about Lamar Jackson, but we didn't have that conversation about Jaden Daniels because he came in and he lit the world on fire, and it looked similar to the way that Lamar was doing it in his MVP years. Now he's got to figure out how to play and keep himself safe because otherwise it's just going to end up being RG3. So I agree with you guys in that, but I just feel like the talent dynamic is a step above Bo Nix.
I'm trying to come to terms with that. You just had on all of Bo Nix's highlights. And
Want me to turn on Jaden Daniels? I mean, like it's YouTube. I can find any of those.
But there's going to be more of Bo. He did 2 full seasons.
Sure, I get it.
Got to the same spot. I just like when all these rankings are unveiled and these lists are distributed, there's so much of it that is based on 1, reputation, and 2, potential, rather than 2 years of solid work and solid display.
Here you go, 55 minutes worth of Jaden Daniels highlights queued up for you. Knock yourself out. I don't think it's an affront to Bo Nix. I just don't think he's arrived there. Can he arrive? Can he be that? Absolutely. I'm not putting a ceiling on what Bo Nix can achieve. I just right now I feel like
who's your comp? Who's your
Daniels
comp for Bo?
Who, Bo?
Yeah, because you gave me a comp for Jaden Daniels similar to Lamar Jackson.
Do you agree with that comp, by the way?
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Okay.
I think Lamar's a little bit bigger, and I think what really took Lamar over the top was when he learned how to throw. That was the big concern, was like, yeah, it worked at Louisville, but it ain't going to work in the National Football League. Where Lamar Jackson kind of took it to another level was when he has that physical ability, but he can carve you up from the pocket if you allow him to as well.
Yeah, but my thing is Daniels didn't have to learn that. Came in and was pretty proficient at it right
Yeah, but
away.
Jaden Daniels, I think, is going to have to learn a different style of play because what makes him a threat is that ability to run. And you don't want to take away what got you there. But at this level, at this league, with your frame and size going up against the talent you are in the National Football League, I was concerned that he's not going to last. So, like most seasons, I'd go into it like, yeah, if he can stay healthy, yeah, if he can eliminate, putting himself in harm's way with running the football, but that's hard to pull. That's hard to coach out of somebody. Lamar Jackson still does that part of the game too. And if we take it back to Bo Nix, I don't want him to change that part of his game either. Although the ankles are a concern now that we know that he's had 5 surgeries, 3 on one ankle, 2 on another. But I'm just saying designed runs have to be limited. I'm not saying if the play breaks down and he needs to break out and scramble and make a play. You said that during the break too. When they go to backyard football, Bo Nix is pretty damn good.
He is, most definitely. Most definitely. He and Patrick Mahomes obviously being in the same division. But, man, when things go bad, they can make it right for sure. And the fact that the Broncos didn't turn over the ball as much as you would think, given that, the ball was in his hands as much as it was, I think that's a positive as well. So, again, I'm not putting a ceiling on what Bo Nix can do. So when you ask me about the comps for him, I'm struggling to find one. So, okay, so let's use Google. So, and I don't think Bo Nix on his worst day is going to do that.
Yeah.
So give me Bo Nix over C.J. Stroud.
Is it too much or is it too convenient to have the comp be that you want him to be Drew Brees? Because Brees never had that part of his game where he was going to extend a play with his legs or anything.
When he was younger, he did.
Not really. I mean, once John Lynch twisted his arm the wrong way, I think he realized I'm a shorter dude. I have to adjust my throwing angles, and I got to carve people up through the pocket. I got to be better mentally as far as breaking down.
After that happens. But Drew Brees as an athlete, and maybe it's not fair that I'm including like some of his college play into my line of thinking. But Drew Brees was a better athlete than what he gets credit for. But his game did evolve over time. Could I see Bo Nix evolving into that? Well, yeah. Because
do you want to hear mine?
Sean Payton is sure.
Like I like the idea of the Drew Brees thing. I don't think it'll ever be that way, and I don't want to say it's a complete accurate comp, but to me, it's more like Steve Young-esque to me. Maybe not as
a little buck wild at times.
Well, maybe not as much of a threat, just pure athleticism running, because Steve Young, when he was young, could run like crazy and extended plays and drives and everything. But Steve Young, when he got to the point of where he was just carving people up through the pocket and with his arm, I don't know that he ever gets to that level, but that's the kind of similar play style that I see is like someone who Bo can get there. We watch the highlights. He just needs to be more consistent throughout games, starting games, finishing games on that front, not just wait till they're down and having to have heroic comebacks. But he can run too. I'm gonna say you need to limit the designed runs, but when plays break down, and they do all the time, that's where Bo Nix can be a threat. Like you just said, when backyard ball comes, that dude's pretty damn good. I'm trying to think of other players that played that way, but I thought of, Steve Young.
Yeah, I think Steve Young is a good one. I mean, and if that's the case, you're talking about a Hall of Fame quarterback, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Beat Stan Humphries. Remember that guy?
Remember that game?
Yeah.
That's when Steve Young had the monkey pulled off of his back, right? Yeah. In the post-game press conference.
Natron Means.
Wow.
Stan Humphries.
Natron played for that Chargers team?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he a Jaguar too?
I think so.
He was on the Jags when they upset the Broncos.
Yeah.
Before Fred Taylor.
Hate that one.
What do you think about the Dak Prescott comp? I think it's interesting. I don't know that you would take it because it feels like, I don't know, maybe it's because Dak plays in Dallas that it feels like he's losing those games.
Yeah, I mean, from a passing standpoint, I guess Bo still has a long way to go, which I think when you're talking about these guys in this conversation that were drafted in that class, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, they all have that threat.
Yeah, he doesn't move around as well.
Dak?
Yeah.
Well, and especially since the injury. I don't think you want him doing that either.
That was scary.
Nasty.
Yeah, let's not talk about that anymore. Or do you get squeamish? You're a trainer. You probably shouldn't.
No, yeah. Not. I mean, I've seen it. When you see it live, it's freaky.
Okay.
Yeah, when you see body parts that are pointed in the wrong direction.
See, I can't even do this.
Yeah, it's not fun. I've even seen when a kneecap got dislocated and was on the side of somebody's leg, that type of stuff. Concussions are the scariest.
Okay.
When you go up to a player and they're seized up or their eyes are straight up, and those ones are, you kind of have to really calm yourself down and be like, what's my job here? Because it freaks anyone out when you see something like that, man.
Sure. Okay.
I wouldn't want to be the trainer on staff when you saw what happened to Alex Smith or to Tyreek Hill.
Or Joe Theismann.
Theismann, too. Dude.
Yeah.
And it's surprising that it hasn't happened as much as it probably could. And I know the league does everything they can to try and avoid those type of injuries. Rules have changed and whatnot, but they're still out there, man.
Who's the guy here? Cooper? What's his first name?
Chris Cooper, the lineman.
Go. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a tough one as well.
That was the ankle, yeah?
Yeah, wearing it the wrong way. You got your ankle on backwards, man.
Man, Scatterboo last year, his foot was facing the wrong way.
How about that guy?
Doing backflips at FanFest?
What an idiot. What an idiot, man.
Hey, Coach Harbaugh says, hey, you got to stick that if you're going to do it.
Listen, and that's a step in the player's direction, but when you come into the office, man, let me tell you something, son.
Can we get the John Harbaugh pre-speech when the Giants showed up to camp?
The New York Giants.
Yeah, it was new. And he's talking about them as if they're the Cowboys or the Steelers, right? The Giants have had success. I'm not saying they haven't.
Enough cachet, don't they?
You think that's an all-time worthy franchise?
He's talking about what the Giants are supposed to be.
They're supposed to be giants.
They're supposed to. They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be considered.
I'm supposed to be your franchise player. We in here talking about the Giants.
What are we doing? What are we doing? But, I mean, given that they play in New York and the media market, he's talking about what they should be instead of what they are. Niners.
Why aren't the Patriots in there?
I think the Patriots relate to the party. I think you can even count the Raiders in there. As much as we can't stand it, there was a time in NFL history. I'm talking about the 70s. The Steelers, the Raiders, that's when a lot of fandom started to take place or really gain momentum. And some people, there are generations of people that just haven't let go. I always ask Raider fans in Denver, like, why are you a Raiders fan? Are you just trying to piss people off? Like, what, are you just an antagonist? Well, no, their dad was a Raiders fan because he watched Gene Upshaw and Biletnikoff and all of those guys.
The original snake.
Right, before the Broncos got any good. So you would include the Raiders in that conversation. I think the Broncos belong in that conversation, but definitely behind the Packers, the Steelers, and the Cowboys.
All right, let's listen to old John Harbaugh here real quick.
They kick off. Standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. It's the New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants. Wow, it's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. And I know those coaches back there feel the same way, right, coaches? Certainly. It's an honor, man. We've been working, haven't we? We've been working early and we were late getting ready for today. Today. Sitting in this chair, in this seat, getting to work, getting started, our beginning. Because this is where it all begins, together.
Have you ever heard of drinking out of cups?
No.
Yeah, no way. No way.
No way.
If he had to do it over again.
Not my chair, not my problem. That's what I say.
I think he'd figure it out. It felt like he
looking
was
at this chair,
trying to figure out the next
sitting
thing
in
to
this
say.
seat.
For this floor.
It was uninspiring.
You don't like lighthouses, you suck. It's the New York Giants.
New York Giants.
Wow.
He's a better coach than motivator.
Well, he was the one that was always kind of chill. Like Jim Harbaugh does stuff like this, and their dad does stuff like this. This is the who's got it better than us.
Nobody.
Trying to electrify a fan base.
What is it about?
And a group of players.
Is that the speech didn't land, or is it that he feels that way about the Giants?
It felt like it was kind of forced.
For sure.
Yeah,
like it didn't resonate.
If you're a player sitting in that room, were you motivated by that?
Not at all. And I'm like,
I'd have been like, dude, is Coach okay?
Is this the
or
dude?
even a coach on the staff? What's he doing?
This the dude that won the Super
They
Bowl?
didn't seem that when he asked them to respond. They're like, oh yeah, Coach. Yeah, this is the Giants, Coach.
Yeah,
we're getting here early. We're staying late. The work begins today.
Yeah, that shows you that he's 40 years older than the average player in the room.
I think that's just an awesome soundbite. I don't know that it did anything for the players in that room.
Yeah, probably not.
Sean Payton do something like that?
No, he just walks in and say, hey, listen, man, this is what we're going to do.
Relative to last season, we got to be better. We got to avoid the chaos.
Chaos. But it just shows you that there's more than one way to get it done. Like Sean Payton's not going to walk in the room and try to rah-rah you. He's just going to stat you to death and tell you.
Shanahan kind of pushing all the right buttons. And, of course, we found out the news this week that Kyle Shanahan suffered some severe injuries in a car wreck, a couple weeks back. So
July
he's going to be
14th, I think I saw that.
Yeah, that stinks. But, like, during that time, to keep guys motivated, and you're talking about professional athletes of all different, races, religions, all that stuff. How do you motivate your team nowadays? Because it's changed, right? Hasn't it changed from like the athletes we grew up watching and cheering for? You don't think it has, or do?
No, I'm just trying to it's changed in one way, and I think it's universal. It doesn't matter what level you're coaching. You have to explain why. We didn't get a why.
No, you were told to do something, you did it.
And you're going to do it. Now you explain the why to players, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. So maybe it's changed in that regard. But at the same time, if I've got to motivate a guy who's making millions of dollars to do this, then I probably got the wrong guy in the room. If I've got to come in and give you a pep talk every day.
Well, I don't think it's every day, but personalities are different nowadays. Whereas like some guys, once they get that bag, they're good with it.
Yeah.
There's very few. Like you have to be an ultra competitive athlete to get to these levels. But once you get there, that's why Tom Brady was the way he was. Like they won that Super Bowl early in his second year of his career. The next year they didn't even qualify for the postseason. And I think from that point on, he's like, I'm never letting that happen again.
But he kept that. He lived with that chip on his shoulder. He reminded you that he was picked in the 6th round every time he talked to you, and that was his competitive edge. So, again, if you got to motivate guys, then you probably need to get rid of guys who can't get themselves out of bed, ready for work, and give their best effort every day, that are getting paid this kind of money to do it.
You say that, but John Harbaugh was the coach in Baltimore last year. And what was the knock on Lamar Jackson last year? And you just gave him praise earlier in the show about how good he has been and what he did coming into the league and kind of –
Did I?
Yeah, you were giving him praise. You didn't say he's going to win a Super Bowl or anything.
I don't think he wins anything else moving forward. No MVPs, playoff games, Super Bowls. That's Lamar Jackson has come and gone. That's another conversation.
I don't know. I think falling from number 2 on that players list all the way to 69 is a huge chip.
But if you're talking about a guy who lacks motivation, is that a chip enough? To me, the answer is probably not.
I don't know that he lacks motivation. I think that situation in Baltimore had gone stale.
I don't know.
I don't think the coach really believed in the quarterback anymore, and I think vice versa.
Perhaps
if Tyler Loop makes that field goal at the end of the Steelers game,
might be having a different conversation.
Or the year prior, was it Mark Andrews who dropped that pass?
Yeah, it was the 2-point conversion.
You feel a lot differently about John Harbaugh if those two things don't happen.
Do you think John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the league?
Right now?
Yeah.
Top 15 for sure. Maybe even top 10.
Who do you place above him? Sean Payton?
I think Sean Payton is probably a better coach. I think Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan are outstanding coaches. I want to keep an eye on Benjamin Johnson. Obviously, Mike McDonald is a really innovative coach. But those are the guys that just pop into my head. But I don't think John Harbaugh is going to be like in the 20s for me. Absolutely, positively not.
Of rankings?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I think he's top 10, dude.
Who's the worst coach in the NFL right now?
I don't know.
Whoever's coaching the Raiders.
Oh,
Whoever that is. Oh, not a shot at him, but whoever's
just dealt
the
a
head
bad
coach of
hand.
that team.
Just a bad hand. I can do it.
Who did
or the Browns.
Who did Cleveland hire?
Munkin.
Todd Monken.
There,
Yeah.
that's
Baltimore.
It. That's it.
That's an unknown. I think Minter's an unknown. The good thing here in Denver is that we have a known.
Yeah.
In Sean Payton.
I think you might put Aaron Glenn on that list if it goes south for the Jets.
There you go. That's the worst one.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, coming up next, we wake up and reset, Kyle. Let's do that coming up.
LeBron's decision is made, and it's not Denver. So where does that leave the Nuggets? And are they keeping Cam Johnson? Will Jokic decide to sign his extension this summer after all? And how does the Peyton Watson situation play out? The Nuggets offseason isn't over. It just might be getting started. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. For an 8% scheduling incentive and a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments, go to drhi.com. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. Finished basements, windows, and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. If your home's hot upstairs and cold downstairs, that's more than annoying. It's a sign your system's leaking air and wasting money. And with utility bills climbing, energy efficiency matters. That's why homeowners trust AeroSeal Colorado. Their innovative sealing technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort.
Hunt tells a story. Let Ty's Taxidermy in Loveland bring yours back to life. Big game, birds, fish skin mounts, and reproduction. Expert detail since 2001. Call 970-669-1119 or visit Ty'sTaxidermy.com.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Rise and shine, Colorado. Good morning, Vietnam! The sports world never sleeps, and neither do we.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
So here's Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano with your wake-up call.
Just to wake up, wake up.
Sunday morning in Denver, Colorado. It's time to wake up and reset. Big news over the past week. LeBron James made his final decision, and he will join the Philadelphia 76ers and a pretty talented roster. I was filling in for Mike Evans a couple weeks back, and I was making the point that I made to you earlier. From a basketball sense, taking bias out of it, I kind of ranked the Nuggets number one. Stokes said that day the Sixers. And that was the first time I was really like, wow, you're right. I mean, with Jaylen Brown, that addition, Maxey. Yeah, what's the young kid's name?
VJ Edgecombe.
Edgecombe. That dude's poised to
Yeah.
kind of break out a bit. We're not going to mention.
Are you
Embiid.
giving Stoke credit for that?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, like broken clocks are right twice a day. You know, like, come on, man. Come on.
No one else is saying it. I certainly
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. Is he
in
a
an
front
off season
runner?
where
He's
the Nuggets could have been loud and made noise. Like, you see what the result is now. Philly got Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. The dude freshly graded with Will Peterson every weekday. He said that when the LeBron James thing was at its height, I was asking him, who would you rather have? Would you rather them try and land a guy like Jaylen Brown, top 5'10" player in the league, or LeBron James. I said LeBron because I think that gives you a championship quicker. He said, why not both? And I was like, get out of here. Nobody's getting both. Well, Philadelphia just got both.
Who's coaching Philadelphia now?
Nick Nurse.
Is it Nick Nurse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he's got some championship experience, so I don't know. Maybe the rest. I'd like to see how their bench shapes up because they're obviously you're going to need more than the 5 players, but I still
they're
don't believe.
going to be good, dude.
I don't believe. I do not believe, man. I just
you can't see them being in the finals.
Well, how many games is Joel Embiid going to miss?
I don't even think that matters at this point.
I absolutely matters.
How many games do LeBron and Embiid play together on the year?
I think you're going to have a very Nugget-esque situation. I got that out.
How many games do you have to play to qualify for postseason awards?
65, I think.
Correct.
Yep, 65. So
Joel Embiid will play 65 games.
Joel Embiid's going to play 38 games because that's what Joel Embiid does. LeBron James is going to miss a month because he's 42 years old. And I think Maxey missed some time this year as well. So how long or how many games is that crew actually going to be on the floor is the problem for me.
Well, I'll look at it this way. So if we flip over to the Western Conference, we have San Antonio, Oklahoma City, then who? Are the Nuggets 3? Or is it Houston? Or is it Minnesota with the addition of LaMelo Ball? I don't believe in that one either.
Nah, that makes them worse to me. I think it's
could it be the Lakers now that it's the Lucas show in L.A.?
No, Lakers are probably.
So then you have the Nuggets at 3.
3, 4, between them and the Rockets.
Okay, so then flip back over to the Eastern Conference side of things.
Okay.
You have the Knicks as 1 still?
Sure.
You don't sound very definitive in that.
It's
the Knicks,
good
Celtics,
timing.
Sixers, the Heat now with the addition of Giannis.
That's fair. That's a good
Cleveland,
4.
maybe.
It's a good 4. Yeah, Cleveland is definitely 4 or 5 somewhere in there. I just watched them quit.
Listen, we don't have to spend a ton of time on the decision, and I find it kind of odd. Were you surprised that he did pick Philadelphia? Because for me, I think the Disney story is go back to Cleveland, end it where it began. You're a native there. And if it wasn't then, once the Nuggets were eliminated, I was like, oh, then it's got to be Cleveland or Miami. You have the history with both organizations. So when it finally was released that he's going to Philly, I was a little bit surprised by it.
I was a little surprised. And you're right. The Cleveland, it did sound really good, right? Like prodigal son comes home, finishes his
and they were just in the conference finals. Dude.
Yeah, but I mean the prospect of playing with James Harden, that's a pass for me. So, sorry, I don't want to be around guys where it doesn't feel like they don't love the game. So, or they're getting over on the game, and I feel like James Harden is getting over on the game. So, if you're not going to make a move there, then what's the next best possibility? Where can you win? I think Philadelphia can compete. I just don't think they're going to win.
I think basketball sense-wise,
put him on the board. Rich Paul, no.
We wanted to believe that.
Yeah,
that was our fandom. Like, yeah, it could happen. Just like when we had the likes of, we could get Dwayne Wade. It didn't happen.
What was the most painful podcast? With the stick pointing to people on the whiteboard.
I do find it interesting that they value themselves at the level they do. They're like, we don't want to interrupt the World Cup with a decision, so we're going to be nice guys. Rich and LeBron.
Yeah, how corny is that?
I'm with you. I think the overall process got played out. Like, I'm done with it.
And it delayed the release of the NBA schedule, too.
That was the bigger problem. Because, obviously you want your holiday games to be the focal point, and LeBron James is going to be that. He's still a really good player, and obviously the second best player to ever play. By the way, I hit the nail on the head. Joel Embiid, 38 games last year, 19 the year before, 39 the year before.
All right, let me amend mine then. He's going to play 39 games.
Yeah. He's just
I don't really know that it I don't know that it matters as long as he's playing in the postseason. The regular season they're going to be good, dude. The Sixers are going to be good. And I would not be surprised if they find themselves in the NBA Finals next year.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
So you think this is just the wasted 2 years? Did he sign a 2-year deal?
Yeah, it was 2 years for $8 million. I was going to ask, do you think he plays the 2 years? Or
I don't know. I thought he would with the contract, but then when you read his tweet, he's like one last shot. Like,
right. I thought for sure this was going to be his last year. I couldn't see him playing 2 more.
I was surprised that he was kind of definitive after the season that he thought he was going to hang him up. He said if he would have asked him that day or the day after that they lost in the postseason, he was done.
But that's LeBron James. He leaves everybody with this cliffhanger, and now you're waiting for a month and a half to find out what the hell he's going to do. I'm glad he didn't come here. I'm fine with it. I think we dodged a bullet. Perfectly fine.
Okay. I would have welcomed it. Because at least then you have another piece, if you're just running it back, that would have made more sense than – because we're left with just what are they going to do now?
It might have made you feel better, but I don't know that the product is going to be any better. Did it get any better? Would it be more or less impactful on the court? Now, I'm not talking about in the media than what Russell Westbrook was a couple years ago.
Way more impactful.
Now, don't forget that Russell Westbrook was – but, I think the Russell Westbrook experiment, by and large, was a net positive.
It would have been way more beneficial to land LeBron James.
On the basketball court?
Yes.
Okay.
You're talking about 2 of the guys that are probably listed among the smartest basketball players of all time. In LeBron James and Nikola Jokic.
Okay. I thought you were including Westbrook. I'm like,
no. Like the supercomputer that Nikola Jokic is, and then adding LeBron James to that. I think he looked at it and said, what's my easiest path? And the Western Conference ain't it. He spent how many years in L.A.? He knows what's over here.
No doubt.
He looked at it the other way. Look, man, the Knicks got on a run. I don't know how many people really believe the Knicks can go back and repeat. We haven't had a repeat champion in how long now?
Since the Warriors, yeah.
It's not likely. And I don't know what Boston's going to be now with the loss of Jaylen Brown.
Oh, they got Paul George. He'll play 41 games.
The New York Giants.
I don't believe. I don't believe it. Listen, it's a fun story, and LeBron and his greatness in the 23, 24 years that he's played, tip of the hat. Knock yourself out. You probably lose in 5 or 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's as much as I give them.
I disagree. Bex, real quick, break the tie. Can you see the Sixers in the finals next year?
I could see it. It wouldn't be my pick, though. I think they'll be right up. They'll be a top 3 seed. I think they lose in the playoffs.
Who do you like better?
I like Boston and the Knicks, and maybe even Miami. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Brooklyn when KD went to Brooklyn and they teamed up with Kyrie Irving and James Harden.
Oh.
You got all these great pieces. I don't know if it's going to mesh.
Yeah.
All these guys are ball-dominant players.
Yeah.
They need the ball.
A bunch of used Bentleys out there just taking up space, costing you a bunch of money.
I disagree. If I had to put money on it now, they're in the finals.
Okay.
The Sixers. Now, who are they playing? Doesn't look like it's going to be the Nuggets.
Yeah, no doubt. The running back crew.
We got to get to a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up, put a bow on this thing. Coming up next.
Back. Our free limited edition Training Camp 2026 t-shirts. We currently have drops at various international hot tubs locations across the metro area. Limit 1 per person while supplies last. For more details and to find the location nearest you, head to denversports.com/shirt.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. The most intelligent Wi-Fi? Well, it's Wi-Fi that can actually heal itself when there's a problem. The most reliable Wi-Fi for streaming, gaming, working from home. Wi-Fi in every corner of your home, side to side, top to bottom. Wi-Fi that's security blanket for your network.
fiber-powered network with 99.999% reliability, Wi-Fi built for speed, powered by fiber, Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together seamlessly. Lock in 5 years of predictability, 5 years on the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi with our best equipment. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Price lock guaranteed for 5 years, same price, no contracts, no commitments. Everything you need included. Data, equipment, and the most reliable Wi-Fi. Imagine that. It's only from my friends at Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? At Berg Simpson Injury Lawyers, we've helped Coloradans for 50 years, and our results speak for themselves. We have 29 best lawyers in America, 19 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Where will you find her perfect engagement ring?
There's only one fine jeweler in Denver with all the world's top bridal designers. I'm Michelle Williams.
And I'm Bruce Williams from Williams Jewelers. Only here in our bridal design gallery will you find Gabriel & Company, E. Jaffe, Parade, and the legendary Takori.
Thousands of diamond engagement rings. Every style and every price range. If it's on her Pinterest page, it's here.
Add to that our famous Williams Jewelers Diamond Bar with almost every size, shape, and price range diamond.
And our expert diamond professionals will help you put it all together perfectly.
At the guaranteed best price in Colorado, we even have flexible payment terms for qualified buyers, so you can do this today.
That's why more couples say will you with Williams.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco, banking for everyone.
Yo, where's B-Rabbit at? B-Rabbit! Final segment, Fan Weekends. Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker. Yourselves on the RamosLaw.com text line. Thank you for participating. Question of the day was unbreakable records. We got a bunch of those. A lot of interaction on the text line, so certainly appreciate you guys participating with us this Sunday morning.
I like the one big perm sitting in, Jerry Rice.
Oh, his records?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played receiver for 20 years. All the records.
Longevity's certainly
no doubt.
a part of it.
But he was really good when he was old.
Yeah, dude, back when his cornrows started the middle of his head.
Why are you still holding on, Jerry? Why are you still holding on to that? Let him go.
It was good, man. He was good for a long time.
Yeah.
We're hoping we get that here with a guy like Nikola Jokic. I don't know. Kyle, are you worried?
I am a little bit. Because the Nuggets, not only have they not navigated the offseason very well, but they're not positioned very well when you look at what the draft prospectus is or the money situation. Mm-hmm. None of this is out like working in the Nuggets' favor. So if you were taking like making a summary of the franchise, a little snapshot of the franchise, you Nikola Jokic, you're like, this thing is on his way out.
I'm going to ask you, so it was reported, I think, by Hoops Hype this past week that Cam Johnson had multiple suitors. And we thought, oh, obviously they'll probably take that because you're trying to create more financial flexibility. It would be more of a salary dump. You're not going to get anything in return. So is it encouraging that they want to keep that player instead of just shedding that salary?
I like Cam Johnson.
So do I.
I really do. And the reason that he's intriguing to other teams is because, one, he's a willing defender. I'm not going to say an elite defender, but he's willing to play defense, and he turns his defense into offense. You saw that down the stretch, and he can shoot the ball. It took him a little while to find his range here.
Yeah.
But once he found it, I was like, okay, I see why they brought him over. So, I think if you're gonna run it back, he has to be on the team.
I think they're running it back.
But but think about the team. Think about this team now without Cam Johnson.
I know.
You're probably now 5 or 6 in the West.
I thought the best acquisition that they made last year, I thought the most underrated one that they made was Tim Hardaway Jr.
Agreed.
He's gone.
Agreed.
So all you've done this offseason, we were talking about it, and it was much. You re-signed Tyus Jones. You get Marvin Bagley to replace Jonas Valanciunas. Hopefully Adelman actually utilizes that player for what they brought him in for. And then you acquired 2 second-round picks, which Trevin Brazil was good in the summer league, but
you counting on that?
Hunter Tyson was good in the summer league.
No doubt. And Julian Strother really was too as well. So, yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to discredit him. You want to see him play well. You'd rather see him play well in the summer league than not. But is he going to be a crucial part or an impactful player this year? Highly doubtful, dude.
And that's the problem, is that the guys that you want to come along haven't proven it on the floor yet. So Julian Strother, okay, we see how the franchise feels about him. I think he should get more opportunity, but it doesn't feel like he's going to. Deron Holmes going into his 3rd year now. That's an unproven draft pick. And, Brazil, it'd be really unfair to put that kind of weight on him. And that's something that's common with the other franchises that are in competition, is that they've got young guys that are playing well for them. Even with the Sixers, that's intriguing, because you've got a kid in Edgecombe going into his 2nd year that's playing well for you. The Nuggets don't have that. And so I think the fact that that's absent is the reason why there's not a whole lot of hope for the future. Or a reason.
Yeah.
They've got about 6 reasons why there's not a lot of hope, but that's one of them.
Yeah, but internally, I think they still believe. Listen, Josh Kroenke said it in the postseason press conference. As long as we have guys like Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, we're in a championship window. Well, that window has true. That window, which seemed like it was wide open after they won it and looked like they had a chance to repeat as champions before they completely fell apart at home against the Wolves. It's been rapidly closing, while other teams, to your point that you just made, are excelling and getting better.
Look, man, if you want what's on the other side of the window, you're going to have to break it, because it's definitely not open wide enough for you to walk through it.
Or you're going to have to go on some magical run.
And that, I just don't think I don't think you can do that in the NBA.
All right, changing gears as we get out of here. The Broncos.
The Knicks?
Knicks did.
But it was brewing, because the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals for they went last year for sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember where they finished the year before.
Dude, you talk about some of the wins they had in the postseason. Winning games with 30 points.
Having to come back.
Yeah.
But how did they do that? One, they locked down defensively. The other team wet the bed, and then the perimeter shot. So when you're the Nuggets and you lose one of your better perimeter shooters in Tim Hardaway Jr., you got to keep Cam Johnson, because he's the other guy.
Well, and you also had your star player do star things in Jalen Brunson.
Take
when
over
it
the game.
had to
Yeah.
be, like when the game needed it, he took over.
Nikola.
And got a new coach.
Nikola hasn't done it.
New coach, yep.
Which we all said probably should have happened here. I'd have a lot more faith if they made that type of decision than even if you would have got LeBron, even if you would have traded for Jaylen Brown.
I get it.
I think a more impactful scenario would be who's running the charge. All right, as we get out of here, Broncos report this week for training camp. This is your prediction, Kyle, and I will hold it to you all season long. 2 predictions. Broncos record and teams that represent each conference in the Super Bowl come Valentine's Day 2027. It's the New York Giants.
Prediction, I think they win 11 games. So 11-6 if my math serves me right.
Does that win the division or not? I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
I think the Chargers win the division.
He's actually going to go with the Chargers.
I am. I think the Bills go to the Super Bowl.
All right.
And they play the Rams.
Wow, we just let a lot of air out of that balloon.
Should you have gone first? Maybe if you go last, it'll be a little bit more air.
No, we
get off the air.
I don't. The division's tough for me because I don't know what Patrick Mahomes is going to be early.
I do.
you think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, but you got to think about like Patrick Mahomes hasn't been Patrick Mahomes in 2 years.
That's what I mean, and you're coming off a pretty serious injury.
So
in 9 months.
What are the expectations?
9 months to the day.
Yeah, chill out. I'm good.
You like the Broncos in the opener Monday night in
sure.
Kansas City?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm with you on the win total. I think probably 11 or 12. I will stick with the Rams representing the NFC. And it's hard not to, listen, I want to believe that the Broncos have faced the adversity that they needed to and will overcome it. But it's a gauntlet to start. It'll be interesting to see how quickly they start. And there's still a lot of questions with the decision of letting Davis Webb be your play caller. Can the defense do what they did last year? Will the offense be Josh Allen?
I'm a Joe Brady fan.
You think that change was enough?
I think that change is a difference maker.
Plus, I think
and
Father
DJ
Time
Moore.
is becoming real for Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Like, they're not getting early championships like Patrick Mahomes.
Worst offensive line, really average defense, which has gotten worse since that year.
Screw it. Broncos, Rams.
Let's go.
Bex, as we get out of here.
Oh, man.
Season total prediction and who's in the Super Bowl.
Okay, 12 wins. I'm going to go Broncos, Packers, Super Bowl.
Ooh. There you go.
Yeah.
You said 12 wins?
12 wins.
And do you think they win the division?
I think they win the division.
You believe in Jordan Love?
Yeah.
You believe in Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think he's good enough. If Sam Darnold's good enough to win a Super Bowl, Jordan Love's good enough to win a Super Bowl.
You know what? That is true. I mean, if Sam Darnold wins, there's a lot of people that you can now invite to the party.
All right, that's going to do it for us on this Sunday morning. No judge today, but for Alex Becker, Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, you've been listening to The Fan Weekends on 104.3 The Fan.
LeBron's decision is made, and it's not Denver. So where does that leave the Nuggets? And are they keeping Cam Johnson? Will Jokic decide to sign his extension this summer after all? And how does the Payton Watson situation play out? The Nuggets offseason isn't over. It just might be getting started. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future,